Hey, Diane. Does it come up like it's canceled? Just want to make sure. I just figure I'd give everybody a few breathing moments to, you know, run, grab their drinks, need to unpin the what message? Why does everybody keep saying that? Unpin the unpin comment? Is there something on screen I'm not seeing? Unpin them. Oh, the message that says it was canceled. I see. Because I used the thumbnail I had already previously set. Hence why you're asking if this was canceled. I got it. Thank you so much. Wow. Durr. And I thought you were making a joke. My goodness. All right. I see what you guys are saying. I'm making this difficult. All right. I wrote, all right, remove. There we go. And then unpin. Okay, Judy. So I get now what you were trying to say. No, what had happened was I had this set for Sunday and I rescheduled it and then canceled it. So I just reused the thumbnail so that I could make it quick. Judy, I had no idea what you meant. I thought you were making a joke. I had no idea what you meant. Hey, Audrey, Christine, listen, peeps, Angie. I really felt like Scott and Zoe were so, I really liked the way Scott thought, to be honest. And I'd love to have a further conversation with him. And then Zoe had so many great points that I figured, why make it end, you know? Thank you, Remy. I was being lazy and reused it. Are you, Connie? You look like you're doing good. I'm literally computer illiterate. Philadelphia. Pointer lover. Small town Jewel, hello. I hope you're doing good. Hey, Ricky.
How you doing?
Good. You're hard to hear again.
Oh, I'm sorry. How's
That's
everybody?
okay. That's better. Hey, Texas, Midge. What the crock? Everybody coming in? How you guys doing? How are you doing today, Ricky?
I'm doing pretty good. I wasn't able to type anything, so I was like, well, what's going on? So go on your stream yard.
Oh, that's right, because the thing's on.
So you guys, did you get everything figured out with your court and all that?
The Barb. I did not. I spoke with them, but I didn't handle anything yet. Like I should. Psycho Babs live. No, Casey girl, let me go look. Hello.
Hey there.
I'm glad you found me.
Yeah, it took a minute.
You mean I'm not the first grainy to pop up?
No, I was just waiting for your live to go active on the homepage. It took a while.
Let me see. So his newest. Are you talking about the winner of last night's? Very curious about that. On that one guy's panels, when say you did amazing, Jess. Thank you, Papa Bear. He was. Have you guys had experience with him? All American Dream Chaser, Tony.
I haven't been on his panel, but I've watched a few of his videos, and I watched last night, and it was an absolute circus shit show.
Yeah. So I went on his panel this morning to ask him a few questions. If I'm going to talk about somebody, I want to give them the chance to kind of clear up some of my, my thoughts, or not that he owes me anything. And I said as much. He immediately just started insulting me. It was unbelievable. And then kicked me off panel.
That shows guilt.
That's what I said. It very, very immature. Thank you, Coco. Thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
when they started going into the gangbang isn't rape portion, I forget who was on there. Who was that girl that was confronting him?
So many confronted him today. I know I confronted him. I don't know.
That girl last night I actually subbed her channel because I'm looking for it now, but she She hung in there, man. I was impressed with her.
I'm curious which one.
Perplexed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She freaking held his nuts to the fire.
I'm surprised he allowed her to, because he kicked me off almost immediately.
Oh no, they left her on there. She was on for over an hour.
Wow.
And they were just berating her, the whole panel.
Hmm.
It was crazy. I just couldn't even believe it. The whole, the gangbang thing just went too far for me. I had to shut it off. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Those guys were glorifying gangbangs and porn, and it was too much.
Well, and you know what? I screen recorded 2 things today that was said by him that I was like, yeah, because he's totally making it a joke. And there's just nothing funny about it. So this was one situation where I'm like, ooh, let me make sure I have the right one.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can to deflect. I didn't catch the part where supposedly Ryan's mom was on there. I missed that part.
Yeah, this is what he said today while I was over there, and I'm like, he's just so gross. And then he had me backstage for about 45 minutes.
You got to show us how to be strong.
Yeah, well, we're going to kick some ass, guys.
We got to have a daddy. You got to keep us strong.
Hey, I'm gangbang daddy.
Oh my! You got to show us how to be strong.
I'm gangbang daddy.
Lord.
It's like there's just nothing funny about this guy. Total creep vibes.
He's phony Tony Baloney.
Yes, very inappropriate. His insults are very juvenile. His whole behavior. I know. How is that funny, right? And then they're sitting there going on about how Ryan only likes yes men. But the minute anybody who came up and disagreed with Tony, he immediately insulted them. What's your education level?
Every stream I've watched, anyone that disagrees with him, he berates him immediately, or kicks him, or mutes him, and then kicks him.
Yep.
He was best friends with that C Fetters or whatever it was, and the other guy. And then all of a sudden they disagreed with him. Now they're criminals and this and that and alcoholics. And
well, C Fetters was on that stream last night.
Oh, he was?
Oh, yeah.
Telling him off or agreeing with him?
No, agreeing with him.
Wow, I'm surprised because apparently as of this morning, he no longer agrees with him.
Imagine that. That guy seems like you might flip-flop just a little bit.
Just a little. Oh, I have it. Another channel actually clipped it, Penny. I can play it. Let's play it really quick. He was very mean. He was very mean to me. I didn't expect anything other.
At least you knew that going in.
I did. Yeah, I know. Well, and I knew. So while I was backstage, he made a comment about channels that I've been talking about him, and I knew that was in reference to me, just very indirect. Oh, Papa Bear, that would have been such a good comeback. But no, I just couldn't believe he was just immediately was so juvenile. It was like, are you kidding? Very guilty responses is how I felt. That's as normal, yeah. Jessica. My name is Jessica. For anybody, you don't have to call me Granny. I know it's a very awkward name to call me.
well, what about Jess?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can call me Jess. Jess, Jessica, asshole, whatever you prefer.
Hey, I'm asshole now. You can take my name.
You really are from Philly.
Yeah, right? You can tell. Why isn't this maybe if I push play it would stop. Durr. So I don't know this channel that clipped it, but I appreciate them. I did clip it as well, but
Enamored by him as well. She wanted to grow her channel and thought, wow, here's a famous dude. And she was trying to be respectful. Yes, she did say we need to stop talking about Ronnie, but I mean, she's really a big fan of Wicked Mill. She's really a big fan of a lot of true crime creators. And because of that, she feels, well, you know what it's like to be a fan of a creator and have their back and take up for them. That's what she was doing, because she was really taking it for Wicked Mill, not Ronnie. Yeah. But Ronnie was on his page, and that was bringing Wicked Mill trouble. So she spoke up for him. And then it looked really bad, and Ryan didn't like that because she said something he didn't like. So guess what? That was that he went after her. Tony didn't agree with something that he said. So what happened? He goes after Tony. Wicked Mill. He was like, dude, I don't want you to be mean to Ronnie because I was glad he came on to talk. It's hard to get people to talk. and then he goes after Ronnie because of or not Ronnie, but Icked Mel because of that.
Yeah.
It's just it takes one small thing to piss the boy off,
Yeah.
and he's out here like tying you to this crime,
Yeah.
and it's stupid and it's reckless and it's ruining Kiely Rodni's case, and it's hurting her family. Her family has spoke out and said, please quit. That ASF investigates, dude. Same thing. They had to ask him not to ever talk about Kiely again because he discredited AWP to them and made them feel bad towards them, and was trying to make it look like they backed him, SF, so he would get more views and more clout.
Wow. We got Granny's watching in the house. Granny's watching.
Oh,
Can you hear us? Go ahead. Granny's watching.
Hey, Brett. Hey, Tony.
babe.
I just have a few questions.
Go ahead.
Have you addressed what your ex-moderators are claiming against you?
No. I said let them prove it.
What is that they're claiming, Jess? I've not heard anything like that.
Oh no, he did. He
Inappropriate.
did the video.
I think I went over it with Dusty and Fetters.
She's talking about something totally different, Tony. She's talking about something totally different.
What is it, Jess?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, what's going on?
A few of your
made a video of
ex-moderators
that.
came up on a different channel, and they said that you've been very inappropriate towards them, pushy, like.
Think of like, you know, the Ryan situation though. Are they trying to get him to talk to them and get their attention?
Inappropriate in what way?
Why
Sexually
would it be on Ryan's side though if they were telling his mom?
What, Jess?
I said sexually aggressive with them is what they're claiming.
Sexually aggressive?
Yeah.
How was that? What the hell did I do?
I don't know.
I think that this is all like
more
a big
false
smear
accusation.
campaign.
I got how many of my moderators? Maybe a Lucky Lady was on. We could ask her. Lucky Lady, maybe.
Now, yeah, he calls himself King of Gangbang and Daddy of Gangbang, a smear campaign. So what I noticed is everybody was answering except for Tony. Now he's going to quickly get aggressive with me, right? He also says all my moderators, there were no mods in this stream at all. And you'll notice nobody comes to defend him. Not one person's like, no, yeah, nobody. Instead, some random commenter makes a joke and he's all like, I know. And then he goes from not knowing what I'm talking about to, oh, yeah, I addressed that. To, oh, no, what are you talking about again? It was very inappropriate.
I heard today that he only gives people mod status if they're Patreon members.
Oh, so you can only be a mod.
They got to pay to play on Tony's team.
We got to pay to play. This dude, again. Oh, all right, let's see what he says next because he gets very angry very quickly.
Maybe we'll get you back in here.
See, the thing of it is,
that's my moderator.
being on Ryan,
put in the comments, moderators. Have I been sexually aggressive to any of my moderators?
It's popular to be on Ryan's side of this, and these people are going to say
we're
shit.
doing a live stream, and my moderators are.
What was funny and yet annoying about that is I am not on Ryan's side of this. I am on the side of females, of creeps, or anti-creeps. I'm not necessarily Ryan's side. I agree with some things Ryan does. I disagree greatly. It's nothing to do with being on Ryan's side. That's just a lame excuse given at this point.
No real man would take the position that Tony's taking. Period.
Thank you. Very much so. Thank you. He does that to cover the truth from people being heard. Papa Bear, I know I could have used some help though, because man, they ganged up on me and then he kicked me, and yeah, let's see.
Well, at least you turned your day around and you didn't.
They're in the comments. They're moderating right now. Have I been inappropriate with any of my moderators? They can
She's talking about the moderators that were trying to take over the show about 8 months ago, and you made a video about it talking about mods that lie.
Blue says, "Why were you not like that with me, Tony?"
Yeah,
I just talked to her. Yeah, I'm not sexually aggressive with anybody.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. That's all it is. As I think that I got a group of people that are, trying to do me in. I'm part of that cancel culture.
Tony, I'll
or
have to
whatever
go
you
out
wanna
and come back in, okay?
Sure, go ahead. Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me see. You want me to pull you out? Is that what you're saying? Are you gonna? But no, I
I have
just.
to go out and come back in. I don't want to mess up your show, and my audio's messing up.
Okay, let me. You want me? I'll pull you out. Okay, let me do that. All right. Okay, go ahead. I know. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's
So the Brittany on the chat, the girl that just said her audio is messing up. There's no doubt in my mind her audio was not messing up. What happened is we're from the same little community here, and I definitely think she kind of just wanted to not be involved, which I can semi respect. But she was going so hard for Tony. How hasn't YouTube banned him yet? I don't know. When you were being very calm asking questions. Yeah, and then his people, his yes men in the chat were like, well, she was raising her tone and getting defensive. It's like, well, yeah, of course, after you start insulting me. There's the door, and Brittany said, don't. I recorded that, Mama Michelle. Thank you. Yep, certainly did. And didn't act like he knew any of them by name. Pathetic. No moderator appeared at this point. When he said, my moderators, nobody. They all were just, silent. Matter of fact, he didn't have any moderators because I was able to comment until the last 2 minutes of the live stream. Then he blocked me.
I'm about to go watch TV. All right, buddy. Have fun.
yeah. I don't know.
I do have a few more questions, Tony, if you don't mind, if I can just have 1 second. They're respectful. It might help clear you. I'm not trying to attack you.
Well, I don't need to clear myself. I haven't done anything. I don't need to clear myself.
Well,
and like I always say, I don't need to answer to you. I don't need to answer to anybody. But I haven't done anything wrong.
On a public platform, and you're tagging.
And that's the problem. I'm a public figure that's being accused of something that's false.
Now, I don't think you're involved in the Kiely thing, but I do think that you put out a lot of inappropriate behavior while using Kiely in the title.
Yeah.
For example, 9/11.
I'm kind of sarcastic, but who are you to judge what's inappropriate? I don't understand. Like, what's inappropriate?
Well, I mean, in your opinion,
what's inappropriate in your opinion?
Well, that's what people judge. We judge inappropriate. In my opinion,
everybody's judging me. Yeah. So I mean, So what exactly is inappropriate?
Well, tagging a 9/11 video and then proceeding.
I hate people telling people.
Yeah, how many times is he going to ask me what is inappropriate, but not allow me to elaborate? Right? It's like I'm trying to freaking tell you. Just wait. It gets better. He is such a creep. The vibe.
He wants to tell you what's inappropriate.
Yes, he is going to direct
me. He doesn't care about your opinion.
Yep. And how dare I have an opinion? Who am I to have an opinion? But you'll see later the same thing he's accusing me here. They proceed to do with Ryan.
You're just a lowly female. You're just a lowly female with a stupid opinion to him. 100%.
Yep. And he says, as a matter of fact, you know what he did? He insulted my dialect by saying I probably drive around listening to Tupac and 50 Cent and dropping F-bombs.
I do.
Right. But I didn't even curse once on this panel. Listen. It was just a low. He's a bigot is what he is, honestly. But let's see what he says next, because it's very telling. To call people off of Craigslist with sexual manners and the calling of businesses and prank calls and everything. And you say you're all American trucker or American dream chaser, then you know how hard these business workers have.
You're one of those little sensitive ones. You're snowflake. It hurts your feelings. Yeah,
you
don't see any humor in any of that.
No, I don't see any humor in a bunch of grown adults calling businesses that are busy with prank calls.
I mean, I'm sorry that you don't see the humor in it, but everybody on my show, how many people enjoy the prank calls that I got a whole bunch of people that enjoy the prank calls.
Prank calls.
Do you really think that we're actually picking up hookers and whatever? I mean, what do you think we're doing? I mean, are you that naive?
You're treating respectful business.
He's gangbanging hookers.
Well, and he's completely missing the point.
Exactly.
The point isn't right. You get what I'm saying, Brittany? It's not that you're even doing these ridiculously petty prank calls. It's that you are tagging 9/11. You are tagging Kylie Jones. I'm sorry, Kiely, Rodni, you're tagging, these names, and then you're proceeding in these sexual formats. How's that not inappropriate?
It's like, if you can't have them both. You gotta choose one or the other. You can't
Right.
go on there and be somebody that's, let's find answers for Kylie, and then later on tonight we're going to use those same hashtags, have the same people come in, but we're going to notify, or we're going to call up some freaking Craigslist hookers, basically.
Thank you. And start talking about gang banging, and you know what the worst part is? They weren't even hookers. He was calling like people that offer, reputable business people. He was calling, and even if they were hookers, what the fuck are you doing?
And
I just gotta say, Granny June in the private chat, you kiss your grandkids with that mouth.
I know, aren't they nasty? They're currently backstage exposing themselves to me.
Well, and I just think like all the women need to realize that this is how lowly he thinks of women. To call, like you said, with massage companies, and he berates them as prostitutes.
Yep.
I mean, no respect at all.
None. Like that poor woman that does in-house massages, and he says, can I bring my friend along? Like, why are you wasting these people's time? That's why I brought up, you're all American dream chaser. You of all people know how hard it is to be a business, right? And chase your dream. And I heard they called Denny's, and the poor manager was so excited for this big party to show up that had no intent on coming. It's just horrible.
Oh my God.
While using 9/11 and talking about gang banging.
Tell you what, he called my bar and did that shit, I'd track his ass down.
That's what I'm saying. It's inappropriate.
Rumor has it that Kylie's mom knew Tony died.
Knew him?
Yeah, that's what the rumor is going around.
Wow.
We've been trying to figure out how he got that. He got that interview in 3 days.
Yep. That would explain some things if there was some type of. Yeah.
I don't buy the random DM on IG got him that interview.
No, I don't believe that either. No, especially when you go and look at his channel. Up until that moment, it was like 80 views, 100 views. It just doesn't seem logical. Right. And tonight is Honor Truckers, and he wants all the females to send him pictures, topless photos. I mean, how inappropriate is this? And you don't know what his audience is. It doesn't say for 18 plus. It's just so disgusting what this guy's doing.
I got to make a mental note to go to nationalgeographic.com and download all the native
foods I can
find and send them to Tony.
That would be great, actually.
I'm making a note right now.
He might like it. I don't know.
Dang it.
Watch how quick he just screams at me and boots me off of here. Not screams, insults me and boots me off. Right, kids can see him. Yep.
Women as hookers. How much education do you have? I mean, have you graduated high school?
Why do you go to personal insults? That's part of the problem.
You're judging me. I want to ask you the questions.
Am I judging you personally, or am I judging
you? Just got to say what I do is inappropriate.
It is inappropriate.
Well, I think you're inappropriate. I think you're inappropriate for asking me these questions when you know it's a joke.
But why do you always go to personal insults, Tony? Can we have an adult conversation?
I'm telling you that it's a joke. It's just we were just joking around, and you're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. There's nothing there.
That's not making a mountain out of a molehill. It is asking you questions as to why you can't understand why people have a problem.
All right, goodbye. I'm not. I just refuse to argue about this. It is what it is. You guys know it's a joke.
Here's the thing with that. I mean, yes, you tag certain topics.
Yeah, he's a creeper for sure.
What in the? I'm proud of you. Can I just say that?
Yeah, you killed it. That was good.
You handled yourself with class. You didn't raise your voice. You only even got just a little bit aggressive when he fucking went after your education. You really did a good job.
Thank you. Well, and I noticed because I stayed around to see what else he had to say. That's when the insults about like the music choice and all that came in. But he also there was another guy who came on and said he's a psychiatrist, and of course he asks him the same thing. What's your educational? Do you take the short bus? And it's like, what? This is a guy who does yo mama jokes and insults people's intelligence to defend himself. If that's not telling, what, you know what I mean? Like, what is?
My 7-year-old has better comeback than he does.
Right. It was a powder keg stream. It was a headache. I did not. Well, somebody else mentioned it. We'll have to pull that up. Thank you, guys. What's funny is I sat backstage for, how long was it? The mods know, because I told them I was going on, and then quickly got kicked off.
So did Brittany come back after you left?
Immediately.
What? Why is she defending him?
I can't figure it out. And not only that, but she went really hard for him as he's, insulting people's intelligence, saying the most ignorant, arrogant, dude, I don't know. I don't get it. And then she keeps going on about, well, it's cool to be on Ryan's side. Well, if anybody fucking knows, I'm not on any side. I'm on the side of truth. That's it. I'm not a huge Ryan Upchurch fan, and I'm not against him either. Right. Mm-hmm. So for her to continuously say that and basically just dismiss my concerns and relate it to Ryan when there is no relation, it has nothing to do with Ryan.
Yep.
Nothing.
Well, let's not forget, Brittany, you came in supporting Ryan hot and heavy, even going as far as supporting his ideology about the whole case.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when she first started doing the Kiely stuff, she was on board with him. I don't know if it's when he said Kiely wasn't real, or if something else happened that made her change her mind and she started having Xana on at that point, but she was going hard for Ryan for a while. So it sounds to me like she's got something personal, like she's angry at him personally, and so she's going to defend whoever's against him.
Well, thank you for telling me that, because I said the same thing and planned on saying it to Tony himself. He had no problem with Ryan when Ryan was attacking Ickmill, when Ryan was making an accusation against Saname. Tony had no problem with Ryan then. Now, Tony wants to bring up their names in support of what he's going through. And it's like, well, wait. It was all, oh, I love you, Ryan. I'm Ryan in the house. You know what I mean? And now it's like, oh, well, when he did a statement, no, you allowed him on your platform while he was doing these things. Don't use them against him now. You had no problem with it then.
You know who Tony is? Tony's that guy at a party that stands over the nacho cheese with one fucking chip. That's Tony. Tony is the fucking double dipping cocksucker that gets everybody at the party stick.
Oh my gosh, I love it, because that is Tony.
That's what I said, Big Al. He's that one uncle or the creepy uncle that everybody in the family tells you not to go around.
That hits on your friend that you brought to the holiday with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna try like hell to get on one of his panels, and I'm just gonna ask him, hey Tony, you just gotta know. Are you drive a white van with no windows? I just gotta know.
No, apparently he drives a truck and he picks up girls, is what he said.
I worked with truckers for 15 years, and there's some good ones, but there's some really bad ones.
Yeah.
I believe it. That is a good one. Is over the get away from the fucking nacho dip. Oh, that's fun.
What did you say on my panel the other night, Big Al? You said gang banging phony.
No, phony baloney. What did I say? It was phony baloney. Tony the gangbanger.
He's so nasty.
Gangbanger, phony Tony Baloney. That was what it
was. Yes, that.
I have a feeling he doesn't gangbang anything except for his left hand and his right hand, okay? This guy is so
falls asleep when he jerks off.
Sometimes I think I never met, and I'm all about, like, you take a bad situation, make the best out of it, you make light jokes about it, whatever. But to continue on making inappropriate content, making inappropriate remarks, and worst of all, to have a panel of females up there fucking co-signing it. Brittany joking with him, oh, he's the gangbang daddy. How's that funny?
There's nothing funny about it.
Yeah. You didn't hear that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the thing about the gangbang thing came up last night, and that gal that was on was just grilling him, saying, "Go to Google and type in gangbang and tell me what the definition is." And he just wasn't having it. It's that psychobabble was just going on and on and on and on and on and on and on about how rape is fun and porn is cool, and he's
Nuh-uh.
nuts.
Psychobabble. He's annoying.
Was he really?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what?
Just making jokes. I mean, they didn't really make rape jokes, but they were certainly downplaying rape.
Wow.
Like it was
Wow. You know what else came up today on that panel, Brittany? Special, LL. Fungi. Well, you remember the live stream where he's making racist jokes and pedo jokes and all that? Well, the guy that actually is making those jokes came up on panel to tell everybody he's the one making those jokes and how it's a sense of humor and people don't have a sense of humor.
No,
that's not comedy.
Nope. And guess what his username was? His Cash App. Does that not tell you enough?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that was some sick shit. That was some really sick shit.
I mean, that was really vile. There's no jokes about it. What this other guy said, I recorded him admitting, like, oh, that was me. And it goes around and it's a clip. It's a clip of you telling, you can't even call them jokes. They're not jokes. When you talk about essay of a child, where can you find any humor in that?
None at all.
Well,
and I'm going to tell you a personal issue I take with Tony, and I make it no secret, like when it comes to people in the spectrum, that's my nerve. Like that's the one thing that gets me. And then so people, I haven't seen it myself. I can't watch it, but I trust the people that told me. Somebody come up on his panel to defend Upchurch, and the person is in the spectrum or on the spectrum, and they clowned him and gave him a hard time and stuff. You are the lowest fucking piece of scum that I have ever witnessed. When you're gonna sit there and do that. He already told that. He's not. But yeah, that made me mad. For anybody, if you didn't know that, apparently Tony has no boundaries when it comes to people with special needs either.
No, that's what that was his insult to everybody today. Yeah.
What he don't realize, autistic people, ones he calls no education, way harder than no education.
You are so hard to hear.
Oh.
I know. I can't hear you at all.
How about now?
No, it's a lot better.
I keep forgetting my phone mount's got the thing that blocks the microphone. So.
Now, Dave, I agree with you. I'll have you guys know, I actually, without a doubt, this is not the real Barb, guys, I don't think. Without a doubt, I have dark humor. I can laugh at dark humor. There's nothing humorous about R or essay about children. Oh, yes, let me do that now. I'm sorry. There's not, I don't, that's not subjective. It's just not. No. And necrophilia, right. Hey, Scott, Zoe, welcome.
Hi.
We just had to go over Tony really quick.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Like an insecure guy that makes insecure
Let's go over
jokes.
Tony with a bulldozer. That sounds fun.
Yeah, right? You know what? And you said it perfectly, because I said that earlier as well. He insults intelligent first and people's intelligent level because he's unintelligent. That's the only reason somebody constantly goes to, oh, did you graduate school? You know what I mean?
It's the first thing he goes for. So that's like very telling, right?
Right. That means that's his insecurity. Right.
100%.
All you got to do is listen to a couple of his panels and you know the guy doesn't have half a brain.
Like he's a projector.
Yep.
And the inappropriateness of the timing of him playing music or we got a super chat. It's like, are you kidding me?
I liked how he was deleting the comments from the super chats. That was interesting. So he was taking their money but not letting them have their voice.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry, I'm just looking for somebody. I wonder how many times this person's going to go backstage. So earlier, when I was unable to participate in the conversation, somebody had brought up, I believe it was you, Scott, that where the tow trucker or the AAA guy pinned was not the actual location that he's saying the car was.
Well, the pin that whoever was on panel was trying where that was isn't where they were on location at. I didn't see an actual pin on
Yeah,
the
there was
phone.
no pin on the phone.
No, and when they bring up the map, it shows the campground. So I'm not sure.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say too. Somebody actually looked, and there is a noise audience, whatever, for the campground, but it's 10 p.m. Yeah. So I guess that whole theory kind of.
All our national parks around here are 10 p.m. But the weird thing is our national parks in Minnesota, the couple that we have, they don't put up with any shit. I mean, they'll tell you to pack your shit at 11 o'clock and leave.
How do you think these kids were getting away with partying here so often?
I don't understand it. I've questioned that since the beginning.
It's big. There's lots of acreage, and Ellie don't patrol it.
I think that there were parents that had some sort of influence over that area, and they just said let them roll since they're there.
My opinion, they only come out when they're called. Like sheriff around here, like if you're out in the country part, they won't come. You don't see no cops, no nothing unless you call them.
Yeah, the park rangers are who patrol it. And there's probably like one park ranger for every who even knows 50 square miles or something. I don't even know.
Usually one for every park. That's how it is here anyway.
So you'd have one guy on that whole peninsula.
Yep, driving around.
And it's 12 o'clock at night. He's got midnight shift. And he's sitting in his shack watching YouTube, eating donuts.
I'm sure he has to make rounds.
Well, yeah, like every half hour or something, probably.
But I mean, if you're driving all those campground roads once an hour, you're going to see 300 kids.
You'd think.
I mean, like we were talking about last night, Scott. If you're standing on the edge of a lake and it's calm, and you're making just a little bit of noise, you can hear it on the other side of the lake. Can you imagine the noise that many kids would make?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was not that many kids. I'm 100% convinced there was much less.
I think there was maybe 50. I think they made the count seem, maybe because their kids, it seemed larger than it was. That could be part of it, but it could also be that they wanted it to appear like there was more people.
Yeah, I know when I put out, like I've said this before, when I put on events at my bar, 200 people is a lot of freaking people and a lot of freaking cars.
Why do you think Why do you think they kept up in the ante on how many people were there? Because it was 100, then 2, then 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get why they kept up in the
to dilute things even more. Maybe just the more there, the less chance the ones involved would be found out. You know,
the more
dilute the waters.
Well, diluting the waters, exactly like we were talking about last night. I really think everyone involved is casting doubt in every direction they possibly can. Because if anybody ever ends up going to trial over this, all you need is doubt.
It's there already, right?
You can create doubt. There's an extra set of fingerprints on the car. There's this, there's that. You know, it could have been somebody else.
That's why I feel like somebody is controlling the narrative. Who knows who? Maybe Sam. Like if Sammy's parents are definitely lawyers, 100%, then they are 100%. We're coaching her to do what she did with the teenage, meetings. Everything that she said was like, I could just see them preparing her like a witness, if they're lawyers, both. Yep. I mean, that's like she's acting so much like a lawyer's kid. I keep saying that.
Look, Tony's 7 brain cell army is backstage.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Is there an attorney on panel? He do speak like an attorney. You're not an attorney though, are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I own a bar. I'm a bartender. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
You do sound like an attorney a little, like you could be. I listen to a lot of like law
I've
too.
been around the block. I mean,
I know a lot of lawyers. It's like she just sounds so much like a lawyer's kid.
I talked to mine enough to kind of maybe sound like him a little bit.
Right. Now, if that was all right, so here's the thing though. Why would Sammy's parents allow her to initially come out and be such a big part? Do you think that was a ploy, or do you think
I
that
don't think she came clean with her parents.
Really?
No, I don't think so. I highly doubt it. You think her parents knew she was the ringmaster, all these parties and fights and all this other shit she had going on?
Well, no, of course not. But
Not
for
everything.
them to allow her to go on national TV and head the guide of all this.
Well, they probably thought she was innocent and didn't have any. Yeah, you should get right out there, get out in front of it, be the voice, be the face. That's your friend.
I didn't even think of that.
You know, and then she probably went, "Oh shit, I got to do this. And how do I not look guilty? And how do I keep all my time straight? And how do I keep all the information straight? How do I not say 12:35 when it was really 12:25? When oh no, her phone went dead at 12:30. I said I talked to her at 12:35.
Because I don't think Sammy knows anything.
Well, I just found out something very interesting before I come back up. Remember when we were talking about noise ordinances? Well,
we found out that it's 10 p.m.
Yes, which is crazy because Sammy said that the party started like getting crazy hyped around 10:30. Why would they wait until 30 minutes after the noise ordinance to go crazy like that?
All riled up. And you know, think about when we were younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell? I mean, maybe now we would go to a party. I wouldn't even go to a party at 9. I want a banner that says, "Please leave the party by 9." Right? Mm-hmm. But who goes to a party at 10:30, and is over by midnight?
Exactly.
It's just unheard of.
No, it's yeah.
There's something off. I'm telling you, I think there's a second location. I really do.
I think so too. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think? Like, they were like, hey, you know, because first off, somebody tried saying they were around 3 trees. Think about that. 200 people around 3 trees. Doesn't make sense. But how do you think the second party came about? Did the whole party go? Half the people? Did the, you know, what do you think?
Well, they said that there was flyers going around even at the college campuses, and there were like people of all ages. So who's to say they didn't have this party at Prosser, and then when they showed up there, people, you know how like you leave a party, everybody's experience where they're like, well, come on, y'all, let's go back to my place, or let's go over here, and then you have a large group of the people going to a second place. I think it might have happened like that. And they realized, look, you know, Prosser, there's a shitload of campers out here, but I know somewhere that's more remote. And if you think about Boca, I don't think there's really anything around Boca. Like it was, I don't know. I've always felt like there was a second location because they talked about that mass exodus at 12:30.
If you look at the videos that they show of Boca, though, there's a lot of campers and a lot of families. I can't see them putting up with that kind of noise and craziness.
But not around the area where Kiely's car was supposedly at.
And especially if there wasn't, you know, if there was, you know, about 50 people instead of a couple hundred.
Yeah, and like you said, those 3 trees, I've said that multiple times. She's talking about the majority of kids were around these 3 trees. No, you couldn't even fit 100 people in that area around those trees.
Well, you know that picture party with the people standing with the light and you know, the one everybody looks at all the time.
Yeah, where they're
yeah, like the only pictures.
Yeah, there's I might be off by a couple, but there's about 34 people in that picture.
Okay, so can we take a look at the Boca video? So I'm just going to share my screen real quick. I don't know if you mind, but I've got it queued up to where AWP was at Boca, and you can see where this is where they say they were standing, you know, where the car was located. and there's campers and people all over in the background.
Yeah,
Not
they're
even
right at
100
the.
yards. Not even
They're right
100
at.
yards.
They're right at the head of the campground, right
Right,
there.
which is
Yep.
where they said he serviced the car.
Right, and he says when they asked him if people were around, he says not right there, but back there. So he was.
You tell me people weren't around if he said the car was right here facing this way. Look at that camper. There's
Yeah.
campers all around. I mean, that's why I don't understand why they didn't just ask one of these people for a jump or ask someone else for help. Why would they call roadside assistance and wait for a guy to come all the way from Reno when all these
Right.
people are all around?
That bugs me too.
It doesn't make sense.
And then he says it wouldn't start because it was in neutral. Right.
Exactly.
He just. I don't know how they find him credible. I don't.
Some of these people, somebody in here, well, it has nothing to do with the roadside guy. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is why would they make a phone call and wait an hour, for someone to come when they could have walked right from where they're standing right over here and said, "Hey, can you give us a jump?" That's what I would do. If my car was dead and all these people were over here and this dude in this big white Ford pickup truck, guarantee you he's got jumper cables.
Well,
He'd done it
yeah.
out of there in 10 minutes.
You know what else?
Just something I wanted to throw out there real quick.
You know what else I realized? I think it was Ryan Upchurch was the first one to say that the one photo we have seen of all the kids around the trees, that there was some type of something happen. He said there was like a fight or something taking place in the one direction. He circled why and how and all of that. And like somebody in the chat just wrote, there was no cell phones in anybody's hands. There was no vapes. There was nothing. Do you think this was a regular, instead of like a senior celebration party, this was just one of their regular Fight Club situations and it went
Could
wrong?
be. I think it could be, and maybe it was Kylie's first time, and like you're supposed to fight your first time in Fight Club, supposedly. Like that's one of the rules of Fight Club.
And you're not allowed, another rule, no cell phones. Maybe that's why there's not as many pictures or recordings as people would think.
But that video of the Fight Club, everybody and their brother got their cell phone up recording.
Oh, good point.
Maybe they deleted it all at Sammy's direction.
Yes, that was brought up in that. Yeah. Oh, I never saw these pictures. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. I never saw these pictures of the makeshift bar. This is my first time seeing them.
Oh, from the other part, some other party, yeah.
So this is okay. Wow. So this is more like a setup site they go all the time. Do you know where this was located?
Supposedly it's in that area, but in July.
In July.
Okay, so the pictures I just sent you, the ones with the beer menu, that's at Prosser, and that's their part. It's the same group of kids, and that's one of their parties on July the 24th. And you can look at these pictures and tell this shit's heavily organized. Somebody's bringing them tables out. Somebody's buying all that alcohol. They got the fights going on. I mean, it's the most coordinated, pre-planned type parties that I've seen from a group of kids.
Cheapest drinks in town.
Yeah, $1.50.
And if you ask me, Brittany, they likely didn't just set this up for a one-time thing. This is probably somewhere they hung out often.
Yes. Yep.
And that's just all there. Because I mean, look at all the bottles, the cups. This is like so we used to hang out in what we called the cutout. And we had like our chairs, our makeshift tables, everything ready to go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had something like that too.
We all do.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't tell me that none of the parents and people around that town weren't aware of the sanctuary.
No, there's no way they weren't.
Probably tradition.
So then there's rumors that, and I haven't been able to confirm this, so I'm not saying it's true because I don't know, But there's rumors that the night after the party, some of the kids' parents went out there at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and they started cleaning the party up. Like they went and cleaned up behind them.
Yeah, that always creeped me out when I heard that.
I heard that too. That it was Sammy's mother, allegedly.
Yeah, I've heard Sammy's, I've heard Kiely's, Mag's parents.
Well, if they were all allowing their kids to do this, the last thing they want is to be outed for allowing it.
Yep.
Well, and they all have, from what we've unraveled, they all pretty much have small town connections going on.
Yep.
So is this more not about, parents wanting to get in trouble, but more so keeping the image of their nice resort town?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go on holiday to a place where a bunch of teenagers are getting high and drunk and the parents are, allowing it?
Exactly. And they said that somebody in my chat actually said that Truckee has a corrupt history of letting like murders go by. Like they don't really do anything about it.
They've had several instances of I-80 serial killers.
Really?
Oh yeah.
There's a documentary about the area where all this happened too. Placer County. It's like All Voices or something like that, or you can look it up on YouTube. I just can't remember what it was.
It's called All Voices Matter, and I just started watching it.
Oh, I gotta write that down. All voices matter.
Yeah, it's pretty telling. Just from the 20 minutes that I've gotten into it so far. I mean, that's.
So if the town, let's say the town is corrupt, right? It's no longer in their hands, right?
Well, Nevada County is lead investigators now. But I mean, that's still the same area because
they all still shake hands.
They're probably buddies with each other.
Right.
I don't think FBI would let it go, though.
That's what I was thinking. FBI's involved, right?
Well, yeah, and then Homeland Security's got their fingers in it too because it's a park.
I think FBI bounced out because they were only there if they took her across state lines as a kidnapping. But Homeland Security would definitely be there, like Scott said, because it's a national park.
It's federal, yeah.
And yeah, they arrested somebody in 2011 for California, Northern Nevada I-80 serial killer that was responsible for many deaths.
Well, and I don't know if you guys have done the statistics on people going missing in national parks, but it's phenomenal. There's a lot.
Oh, I believe it. I vacation in New Jersey right near a national park, and true crime in me is always like, how many bodies do you think have been here? It's just creepy.
Well, that aren't even found yet. You know what I mean? They're just out there, yeah.
Oh, that's.
Look at Gabby Petito. Look how many they found when they were just looking for her.
Wasn't it 8?
They find a whole bunch.
Was it 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that.
I seriously want to dig into the corruption. Because I think that there's probably a lot that'll be found there. And like I said, just barely glazing over things. There's a connection between 5 of the kids already and the law enforcement. I mean, a lot of them have parents that are either police officers, judges, every one of them. And then did anybody ever confirm for sure if that was that comment really by Sammy on Instagram where she said that her mom was a lawyer and her dad's a PI?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I do know what you're talking about. So that is a part of the problem too, right? Because a lot of people are now making these troll accounts and these names to add extra drama to these conversations.
Well, just like the criminal lawyer thing, that doesn't, you know what I mean? That's just, it could be any troll account doing that.
Right. Smoke farms as in marijuana growing?
Hey, Leslie.
I think that's what she means, right?
Yeah, smoke farms?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's slang for weed farm.
Okay.
I feel like they're more in Northern California. Well, who knows,
Well, Well, Tahoe's got a lot
Oh
of the
yeah,
same
they're like
climate.
right in the middle. It's like central. Yeah, it's same kind of climate. Yeah.
Yeah, if you watch the Missing 411, you won't never want to go to another national park.
Oh, don't tell me that.
There's a couple podcasts out there about I-80 serial killers and people being dumped along the highway through California and Nevada. So it's a real issue around there. Maybe that's what they had hoped. Maybe they hoped it would be attributed to an I-80 killer, and she's so close to I-80 that must be what happened.
Well, and that's what somebody tried saying. They said maybe that's why they called AAA to try to frame him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the way. Yeah, they want us to think, or people, the public, to think that she did get abducted. That's
I'm
the only
not
thing
trying to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
It just hit me. I get excited about this topic, but I'm not trying to like sway your panel or the conversation or anything. I meant to ask this earlier and it slipped my mind. But does anybody else find it odd that I think it was at the most a week that she had been missing? They did a concert in that town for her.
I
that's
found
the
it odd.
eeriest thing I've ever seen.
I think the whole thing was odd from how quickly it all moved to allowing a teenager to take over the meets. You know, that the what do you call it? Not the meets.
The team.
Yeah, like the team, like the anybody who wants to come forward with information, give it to this 19-year-old who's involved.
Yep.
That's so random. That's so crazy.
He just so happened to allegedly be the last person that was with her that night.
And let me talk to her, Brittany. Share drinks with her all night. Stay together all night. Charge their phones together. I mean, how closer can you get? And I've heard people argue this, but I believe it is very well proven that most people, not most, a lot of people that are involved in a crime will end up back on the crime scene, will over insert themselves in the investigation, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, even with like vandalism, it happens. Like they come back to see if, the next day.
Arsonists.
Yeah.
If any of y'all remember the Skylar Niece case?
Yes. How she stayed at the parents' house, slept on the bed. That
girl.
One? Yes.
Yep. Ever since
my stalker keeps coming back.
Yep. Because when I first looked into this, I watched that video of Sammy and I was like, Sheila Eddy and Rachel Show. This is reminding me of Skylar Niece so much. Because a lot of people are like, these are kids. Kids, I just can't see kids being calculated like this. Oh, well, it happens. We've seen it happen.
Oh, I'm telling you, kids are extremely calculated. When they want to be, they will be. And listen, she's not a kid. I mean, she's a very, very young adult. She's not necessarily a kid, though, but she's very intelligent. You can tell by the way she even presents herself. At least she thinks she's intelligent and comes off as so.
Oh, she does.
Definitely
she's
smart.
Yeah. She thinks she's
I think
smart.
I think she's BPD, undiagnosed myself.
Borderline, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
she's got all the shows all the signs of that.
From that interview with Tony, even just like the way that she didn't show any kind of emotion, she's smiling like.
I actually just got sent a very creepy picture off of Tony's Facebook. I'm going to share it with you guys. Yeah, I mean, just when you think. I really want to know. Just he's too close to the Sammy thing and everything. There's just something, and then seeing this. I did, yes. I got it.
I'm not on board with Ryan's whole theory about Kiely or whatever, and I've told everybody that. But I will say it's weird that Xana May is a government employee / YouTuber. That's weird.
First seen over on his panel as well.
Yeah. And then she goes out to Truckee when Kiely was in the water. That's weird.
and happens to be in that water. Now I get it. There were other people searching, and it could be just like this Check It TV guy, who I also find suspicious. But you know, a lot of people did go and search, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it was just innocently that, like, oh, this is kind of, is it in her backyard? I don't know. But, you know, I can go and look, I can go and help in the search, and I'm going to record it. A lot of people did do that.
But it was weird the way her camera kept panning to the spot where she ended up being. When she was in the kayak, you can't forget that.
Well, you know, there's been rumors, and this is just rumors. Oh, hold on. What in the hell?
See, I told you this engine hoist was worth the money. Now, granted, it's just kind of like, I guess, making a joke that you'll make a crib out of it. But after this guy's live streaming, trying to give away babies and shit, it just seems a little odd.
What is he trying to insinuate?
I don't even fully understand it. Is he just saying like he made a crib out of it? I don't know.
Creepy as hell.
It is, right? Okay, because I don't know anything about this mechanical part. I don't know. But
wait, what? That's an engine hoist with a
Is that to like swing the baby?
It's a pack and play with the engine hoist.
That's weird.
Listen, my conspiratorial mind, y'all.
What does that mean?
Right, what does that mean? Right. Is it making a joke like I'm going to use this engine to rock the baby? Does that thing move? I don't know.
Yeah, well, like a baby rocker? That's weird.
Maybe that's all like it's a mechanic and that's all he had, so it was like a joke picture or something. I don't know. Yeah.
But if they're trying to give away a baby on his live stream, it just adds to the like overall weirdo-ness of him.
That's why it's creepy to me.
Right. Know what we know. Yes, I agree.
What the hell?
Hey, this guy keeps getting creepier, right?
I cannot.
I know, he does just keep getting creepier.
Oh, we got a super chat.
Ryan Up Church in the house, everybody. Ryan Up Church. I just love you, man. I just love you.
Yeah, after they just got through dragging them. Wait a minute. Look at the top of that. What's the money comment? You see that at the very top?
Let me see. Hold on.
Was the engine hoist worth the money?
It was worth the money.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you it's engine hoist. Oh, okay. So you know what? It can be innocent. It could be a stupid male joke telling the wife, like I told you, it was worth the money. I'm going to use it for our child type of thing. It could be.
Like they didn't have nothing to hang it up by, and so he went out in the garage and drug that in for the.
Or like explaining to the wife, like I know it cost a lot of money, but here's our usage. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, but you know he had a sex swing hanging from that thing like 2 days later.
Exactly.
I just can't.
Allegedly. Oh, we got a super chat.
Oh, we got a super sticker. I wish I could say
that now.
The best was Brittany when he said if Staples was a person.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, I lived for the moment when he just slagged the glare.
Yes.
He said you look like you're wearing tight gym shorts for strange reasons.
And when you make fun of Molly, I feel like I'm watching an episode.
Oh, and to find out he watches Natasha. I was like, he knows about Natasha because he said half the true crime, or you got a person staring into the camera, scratching her crotch and sniffing.
Is that what he was saying?
Yes.
Oh, so when the chat was saying Natasha, I thought I didn't realize that's what he was saying.
Yeah, I said Upchurch watches Natasha.
Now, well, let's not go that far. He might watch the clip channels of her.
Well, yeah, that's
much credit.
I'm telling you, I'd want him on my panel, or I ain't even got to be on my panel. Let me be in the same comment section with him, and that'd be one of the first things I'd ask him.
You know what? I would want Ryan. I honestly would take a roast from Ryan because how could you not laugh? Because he really does. I mean, he's quick with it.
I wouldn't even be mad at him.
Oh yeah, this Psycho Babbles. Did you see this video?
I heard about it.
Anybody? Any of you up here watching?
Job, I saw it.
Yeah. What do you think?
Blacktop last night was a shit show carnival. It really was. Hey, imagine. Okay, think about it. You ever go to the zoo and watch the monkeys?
Yeah.
You know when they get all worked up and start throwing shit at each other? That was Psychobabble's panel last night.
Yeah.
Literally. Rape jokes,
Who was
gangbang
on the
jokes,
panel?
porn jokes. I mean, it was totally off the rails. I only lasted like maybe a half an hour, but I was in there because that gal was in there letting him have it.
Oh, that's where she was. Okay.
Yeah, she was in Psychobabble's panel.
Oh, okay. That's why she was able to last. Tony kicks you off immediately.
Yeah, they left her up there, and I think he had like 8 or 9 people on panel, and they were just drilling her. And supposedly Ryan's mom, yep, like Kara just said, supposedly Ryan's mom called into Psychobabble's panel or came up on that panel. I haven't seen it yet. I was going to go back and look at it, but thanks to Brittany, I've been on live since pretty much I got out of bed today.
Let me go see. Now, was that when did Ryan go up there too?
No, Ryan wasn't up. I think it was just. I heard it was just his mom, and she went on there to defend Ryan to Psychobabble, which I don't know why the hell she's even doing that because that guy's a fruitcake.
Right. Here's some new Band-Aids to put on those cuts I just gave you. Truth, or is he out of line? Oh, Beast on the Streets has it.
I hate to generalize, but if big state mental facilities hadn't been shut down in the 80s, half the YouTube live streamers wouldn't be here today.
Oh my God, you are so right about that.
That's why I'm not starting a channel. I'll just stick to the panel.
Yeah, it's
we're not all bad.
No, I'm just, that's why I say I hate to generalize, but
Yeah.
Like dark corners, I think, that you could go to.
No, I literally said it's like a psych ward combined with a rehab center.
No, when I first started mine, I told one of my friends, I was like, I don't know what I got myself into.
Did you cry? I cried.
I cried. Yeah, girl, I've had many days crying over this.
Me too. It's like bittersweet. It is amazing, and it's but it's all. I mean
it's awful at the same time.
It is.
I would never have a true crime channel, but if I did, if you look at each case, like go through the cases with all the true crime people that go live, right? You've got it went from Chris Watts to Gabby Petito. You had Summer Wells, Dylan Rounds, Kiely, right? The same thing happens in every case. It gets more and more and more and more out of control as things go on, and people look at stuff from the beginning and go, well, look at that right there. We didn't see that before and all this, right? So if I had a true crime channel, I would jump way ahead to, like, if it's week 1, I would put my channel in like week 6. You know what I'm saying? I would like stay ahead of everybody because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I would name my channel Baloney, fried or unfried.
What?
In honor of Tony Phony Baloney.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything in honor of him.
Oh God, I can't believe that man has support. I don't know how anybody, especially those women over there, and I'm not trying to be well, I am kind of being judgy, but how any woman could support him.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, I watched this on Dietz's channel this morning, a little bit of it.
I like their channel.
I was trying to find the spot where Ryan's mom came in, but I couldn't find it, and then Brittany went live, so I kind of ended that one.
I think Tony attracts a certain kind of person to, you know what I mean, to his channel.
Yeah, 3 brain cells and dragging knuckles.
Like people that want drama, people that want to like talk about their problems and get caught up in it all. You know.
I think Ryan should start a roast channel, like a separate channel just for roasting. I think he'd do really well.
Really good at it.
Yeah.
He'd have a lot of super chats.
He can roast anybody. The stuff he finds, though, That's what you got to look at. He finds some stuff that you just don't see, and it's right there.
He's got a lot of people feeding him info through IG.
Yeah.
And his Discord.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that's awesome.
I think we got a super chat. Maybe an after hours you've been threatening. I've been threatening. Absolutely, Ricky. Did you guys want to watch this really quick? I believe this is Deets on the Streets, and they clipped when Ryan's mother went up on panel.
Oh yeah.
For Psycho Babbles.
I'm not watching until a few more people click that like button.
Oh, there you go. I like it. You heard the man.
Come on. I want at least 5 more. There we go. Come on. Still going up.
Seriously, just hit 5K today.
We need 5 more super chats. You got to play to pay. Or pay to play. Whoops, I said that backwards. I wrecked it.
Speaking of pay to, did you hear him when he was like, "Oh, $100. I'd pay you $200." Oh. You know, do you believe this guy's a married man? No.
You seriously just gave me goosebumps when you said that.
I know. Could you even fathom? Some are sicker than others. Yeah. Hey, Jackie. His back and forth diss tracks with Screwface were hella funny. What if Tony is an undercover agent of some sort? He's not intelligent enough the way he's always interrupting him and all. No.
You know what's weird is there was a couple people that thought that he was like in with Ellie and the questions were posed for him to ask her.
I could never give him that. I could never give him that.
I couldn't either.
Right. I was going to say, I do know there are situations where they do use news reporters to do things like that to ask the questions in a more comfortable, less formal, to get people to speak. But there's no way Tony that does, so what? So what? Your mama. There's just no way.
I know you.
But he's going to talk about your education.
Tony looks like a guy that would drive an ice cream truck just to be doing it.
100%. And when he gets out of that, he gets in his white van with no windows.
Oh my gosh.
I think the ice cream truck. I think the ice cream truck is a white van with no windows.
Aha!
Yeah.
Ew.
And sometimes use flashing lights. Adjust your settings now. You need to. Thanks, Deets.
Oh, Echo. Sorry.
Hey, hey guys. How's everybody doing?
How are you? Yeah.
Good. Are you guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Let's hear you out.
Okay. First of all, I just want to come here and say, oh my gosh,
Can we already acknowledge what a punk he is for not even acknowledging her when she came
100%.
on?
100%.
You know, whether you like the woman or not, the respect.
Hey, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to my show.
Right. Or at least, how you doing? No, he looks away. He knows. He's ugh.
That's so nasty.
Go babble, right? Yeah, the eerie fairy. I like that. All right, let's see what he does next.
was listening to, I don't know your real name, Psychobabble, but I was just listening to you talk about your son, and that nearly broke my heart. So I am coming to you with respect and love because, and I know a lot of people, there's a couple people in the comments saying that I'm fake on that or whatever, but I'm not. And I know that you on here saying that I'm on drugs and everything, and that's okay. People will always say what they want about my family, but it just breaks my heart because I feel like a lot of this anger and a lot of the things that you're feeling are really coming from hurt. And it literally is about to bring me in tears listening to you talk about your son. And you just said that, it's no reflection on the parent what the child does, but you're actually saying that very opposite thing about me, saying that I can control my son who is a grown man. When you said it's not your fault that your son did what he did. So how is it my fault what my son does if you don't agree with it? All I wanted to stop in here and say is that when I hear you talk about your son.
What a brilliant and fair point. And people don't like those type of things.
No, it's very threatening.
Right.
And she's coming in with a really calm, understanding demeanor. She's actually saying, I sympathize with you and I feel your pain and I'm sorry. Like, it's that kind of tone in her voice. And
Right.
the fact that he could be so cold and just like snub her off like that makes me want to punch him in the throat. Like, it's so disrespectful.
And you can tell she's actually being genuine, like hearing about, your situation breaks my heart. Now, I don't know what he shared that night, but it seems like she really cared.
Hey guys, I got a concrete delivery I got to run and deal with. I'll be back in a little bit. Thanks for having me up.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Yeah, come back, Big Al.
Well, I see where Ryan gets his smarts. Yeah, I mean, seriously. All right, let's see.
It literally breaks my heart. So I just want you to know that I'm really sorry if you're hurting, because I don't know what I would do if I lost one of my children. And I
How would
can't
you like
imagine
it if they were saying your child was fake? How would you like it if let me ask you something, Patty, while you're here. Just for a second. Let's assume for a second something bad happened to Ryan. How would you feel if Eminem went on MTV and said you did it for money? How would
People
that
say
make
that
you
about us
feel?
every day. I'm used to it. I'm used to people saying bad things about my family. Now, I know you're
These
probably
people
not
aren't,
used to it
ma'am,
because you're not in the light like my
With
family
all
is.
due
But
respect, these people that lost his child are not celebrities. They're not
Wait.
used to having millions of people coming at them
And I
saying they
get that.
hosted a celebrity with a massive voice and a massive. But you hear how crazy these people are, Patty. They believe this shit.
Okay, are
They
you gonna
actually
allow me
believe
to
that
talk?
Tony was going to go
Because you're
gangbang
expecting
this
me to
girl.
control someone. You're
made a
expecting me to
video
control someone.
supporting
How
it.
crazy?
Okay, yeah, she made a video because he said "Yo mama" jokes. She does look really good for her age. She must be a young mother. I just can't believe that this guy's like getting all angry, taking out on her. Now I get what he's saying. Ryan saying Kiely didn't exist was, beyond screwed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how are you going to yell at his mom for that? That's
Right.
not what she's saying.
He's a grown man, and y'all. I think every one of us have watched him enough to know that he's not about to listen to nobody.
No, I agree. Apparently she does virtual asylums. Apparently she has a YouTube channel.
She sings, I think.
She was in some of his videos with him. Yeah.
That's actually cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is petty. Remy saying, "Oh, your mom. Of course she's going to make a response video. Why is this guy defending Tony anyway? Tony's creepy." Sorry. Just had to say it. I mean, he is.
I mean, yeah, so is Psychobabble, though.
You made a video supporting it.
He's my
defending
son.
it. You went on Johnny Gobble's podcast and defended it.
Johnny Gobble is a friend of ours now. It's called
You went on his
forgiveness. You should
podcast
try it, sweetie.
and
You should try
defended
it.
what Ryan is saying, slandering innocent people that didn't do
You
anything
can't,
wrong.
like, I don't know. There's no getting through to this guy, but people are expecting me to take control of a
Do you think
31-year-old
this is
man and
damaging Ryan's
manipulate
career?
his
Do you
belief
think it's
system,
damaging his
to
career?
manipulate his free will. And
Do you
these are
think it's
people who are
damaging?
supposed to believe in God. Where's
Where's
God,
your
guys?
damaging
Where is
spirit
he? You're telling me I'm supposed to control a grown man.
I'm not asking you to.
You guys are preaching on a
I'm
soapbox,
asking you
but
to
you're
say
not
you don't
living
condone
up
it.
to your standards.
I'm asking you.
There's a whole different.
What I wanted to get from you is for you to say, I want you to just be clear. We don't support this narrative.
I've said I've said openly that I never thought that I believed that Kiely Rodni was real. See,
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Let me just ask you a question. I appreciate you coming in. I just want to ask you a question.
See, I don't. He's going to meet
Do
me.
you think that 3 YouTubers killed this girl?
I don't follow true crime because that
That
depresses
ain't what I asked
the
you. I
hell
didn't
out
ask
of me.
if you
I
follow
don't
true crime.
follow true
Just your
crime.
personal opinion based on your son's investigation.
I don't
Did 3
even follow my
YouTubers go
son's
kill this girl?
investigation.
Did a
Do you
girl in
not
the military?
understand that I don't follow true crime? You want me to talk shit about my son?
You
I'm not
follow
going to
your
talk shit about
son?
my son.
You
No,
follow
I'm
What
not
I am
mom.
going to
I
say is I'm
understand
very
you.
sorry for your loss with your son, and I'm sorry that you're taking your hurt and you're projecting it and attacking my
I'm
son
not
because
projecting
you're
it. But
hurting.
it was 18 months ago. I'm doing good. I'm doing
That
fine.
was very.
I was gonna say that wasn't cool of Mama Up Church to say. That's like a little bit of gaslighting going on. You know what I mean? But he's attacking her. He's like screaming at her, like you don't. And like she said, you want me to talk trash on my son? I'm not going to. He has, Remy, yeah.
That's very recent. That's very recent.
That's very recent.
And
What I'm trying to tell you is your son's words are falling on some people that have very low IQ. And they're believing this rhetoric.
You seem to be hung up on IQ.
He's picking pictures randomly.
Why are you so hung up on?
He doxed a little girl and they went to pack her. They went to pack her, Patty.
If they were smarter, then they would know it was fake.
A little girl, a middle schooler.
I don't
Who just happened to look like Kylie. That was her worst crime. She looks like Kylie. And
That's
now
when I got mad. Yeah.
a massive celebrity said she was fake. And she got attacked. And then a girl and her family get rescued from Ukraine.
Okay, this guy's being a little dramatic. He's not really a massive celebrity. But I do understand what he's saying. But how is that? She's just saying, I'm sorry for your loss. But I guess you know what? She put herself in this position, right? You're not going to get anywhere with this guy. Right.
No.
They all go for the low IQ insult. All of them.
All of them. Yeah.
No intelligence whatsoever.
And he doesn't have to be that, like, regardless if he agrees with her or disagrees, he's being really disrespectful to her. She's not talking to him like that, you know?
Right. He's aggressive. He's raising his voice. He's very defensive. And like she's saying, the same thing you just said, I'm not responsible for my son. As were you, like, what?
Yeah, don't make it.
She did say, I know Kylie is real. I'm pretty sure even Ryan has said it at this point. Yes, Ryan did say before, and then came back and said that was a way to get people worked up. I don't know. His right, Wanjora, that's horrible.
And a celebrity goes on YouTube and says that they murdered a child. It's a big deal. And he's going to get canceled for it. The media is watching,
What
Patty.
about what you're talking about me? And I have nothing to do with any of this. And you're telling people that I do drugs.
Are you not his manager?
I think you need to seek help.
If you guys have some tarot cards, you let Satan in your house.
Because what I was hearing here just a minute ago was just a complete shit show and a lot of hate and a lot of what sounded like.
I'm glad you stopped in. I'm going to leave this with you. When he gets canceled, for it, don't you dare blame me. Don't you blame me. I was the one who tried to stop it.
I'm going to pray for you.
Does he really think he has the power to cancel Ryan? Ryan's been at this for years.
Exactly.
The way he just said that, it's like he's going to have the power. He's going to, don't blame me. I was the one that tried to stop it. Okay.
Yeah, internet police or something. Like he's like the Trailer Park Boys, the little sheriff guy on that.
Right.
and y'all seen him around. I know they've been in your chat. They've come in mine. He's got some devoted subs in
yes, he does.
They're everywhere.
Going to pray for you, Grace sentence, Mama Church. Yup, that is a great sentence. I'm going to pray for you. She's being very, very kind compared to what he's saying and doing.
She's got a lot of patience.
You and I pray that you feel better. And I'm sorry for the loss of your son, sweetie.
I pray for you
May
too.
God bless you. And
go burn them tonight.
I just hope you all have a blessed night.
All right.
Patty, have a blessed night.
Now your house.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
As you see, she won't say it's wrong. And that's my point.
Nope.
Doesn't have anything to do with the way you're raised. And anybody that has that notion's got the IQ of a toddler. I do too. I hate this. I hate that she went online and supported it. I hate that she went online and defended it and said, hey, that we're not into this. Ron's just kind of messing around. Don't take it serious. That's what she should have said. That should have been her point.
Well,
not, hey, it's true. Anybody says it ain't, they go to hell.
Yeah, what he's doing is not right,
upset, but she's trying to be a mom and support.
She's a mom, yeah. She is a
Ryan's
mom.
like in the right place. Him while he jumps off a cliff. She's protecting him so that no one gets in his way while he's on his way to jump off a cliff.
She is.
Disrespectful motherfucker.
Where if I know what's going on behind
this? Without knowing everything.
You guys understand. I am the voice of all these people that have been attacked. They can't speak up. They're afraid because they've been attacked. They can't take the pressure I've taken. They can't take the.
Who the fuck is this dude? first off, Ikmil has spoken up. Zanime speaks up. Tony's speaking up. Kiely's family spoke up. Who's he speaking up for? Why does he think he's like this big self-importance is really high here, isn't it? Like he thinks he's something really special.
Yeah, for no reason.
And then he's expecting this guy's mama to come on a panel and condemn him. Okay, she may not agree with Ryan, but any mama, Jess, you ain't going to come out against your kids publicly, even if you disagree with them. I wouldn't.
Nope.
He's crazy to expect that.
I can't believe. The more I think he's either involved. There's, I don't know. A couple weeks ago about Ryan, did he? This guy's aggravating me. Because he's a contradiction, which they all are. When, especially when you have that superiority of, you need to get Satan out of your house. And then he's claiming to be religious and he's going to cancel somebody. Right, that's what I'm saying. Who does he think he is?
Take the heat I've taken. They can't deal with the shit comments I've gotten. They can't deal with it.
Psycho, I know you've gotten
I'm not afraid of low IQ people. If your IQ is so low that you think YouTubers did this, you don't scare me. You're too dumb to win a fight. You don't.
If your IQ is so low, this guy's IQ is so low that he really thinks he's like the end all be all when it comes to YouTube. I've never even really heard much of him besides he did that one video that said car doesn't have to be in neutral. But wasn't he like a gun-ho Ryan supporter at one point?
I never heard of him until today.
So he's not like under massive attack, and he's what a victim he is, but he's so strong and mighty and nobody can handle what he's gotten.
Tattoos.
It's not his IQ, it's his ego. Yeah.
He really does have a big ego to think that he's like the one to defend everybody, and he probably I think he's probably going against him because bad publicity is still publicity. So if he gets upchurched to say his name a couple times, he might get some subscribers.
Yeah, and then it's a shame because now that Mama of Church went on there, he is going to get more attention. Compulsive liar too. Wow. He's home that he writes out to a retired sheriff's deputy was doxxed, but yeah, he has a big ego. So does Ryan. So do a lot of people. Cockiness ruins some. Yeah.
How am I young? I'm welding. I have autism.
You got to be
I'm autistic.
She should be crying. She should be crying for her son. She should be grieving for her son.
No, respect.
Lex Luthor says you guys make her cry. Let the woman speak. And what she should be doing is crying at the damage that he has done to his career because he's always going to be made fun of for doing this now. Nobody's ever going to take him serious anymore. Nobody's going to think he's credible anymore. He's going to be looked at like a fucking joke. Because he stayed up all night, 3 nights in a row, messing with something he shouldn't have been messing with, and then he turned the damn camera on.
I usually
believed every word he said, and it was all bullshit in his imagination. Every bit.
You're still a disrespectful bitch, though. Psycho, don't you think it might be bad to stay away from, or not a good idea to go after moms, though? Like, you know what I mean?
No. Yeah, don't go after mom.
Like, go after the man, like Ryan.
The truth is not an attack. The truth is not an attack. The truth is not an insult. The truth is not an attack. And I want you to remember that. Carry that through your life. The truth can never be offensive. The truth can never be an attack.
What the fuck is saying? Shouldn't you keep it man on man and not go after the female, the mother? What does that have to do with truth? The truth is not an attack. The truth is not an attack. Like, what do you... This guy really, he's like that guy that gives the father speeches and you're like, I have it, Dad. I don't need this from you. He's just overly, he really thinks highly of himself. Psychobabbles. It does, doesn't it, Karma? I know.
Yeah, very psychobabbly.
Yeah.
Right?
The truth.
Yeah, he's just, it's all over the place. It's just, you can't even find, I think he can't follow his own thoughts sometimes, it seems like.
I agree. That's his big story, Ryan. Yeah, and then he says she should be mourning his career. Ryan's career has not been,
His career's, to be honest with you, his career is probably going to do a little better from this, unfortunately. Well, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but I don't like the Kylie stuff.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. I agree. He's definitely, a lot of people are over there saying, I found you because of Kylie. It's definitely helped them.
Definitely.
Yep. Church has everyone talking about him, right? Ain't going to go after him, but I'm sure he'd be reaching out to him. Ryan's a little rough around the edges, a little.
But he's super smart.
Attack. The truth can never be wrong. The truth can never be anything but the truth. She went on Johnny Gobble's podcast and defended what he said. Her video says, "Oh my God, did you see Tony in his gangbang video? She didn't make that video. That video ain't on YouTube right now."
No, I didn't see it, man. So yeah,
it sure as fuck is.
Yeah,
disrespectful bitch. Period. I'm not gonna talk shit about your son, but you're a disrespectful bitch. I'm out.
What is wrong with Mama Upchurch responding to Tony's comments about gangbanging her? Why can't she make a video on that? Why is this guy so angry about that? Yeah, Buttercup. And then it sounds like this guy came on and he's defending Ryan. I'll just let it play out for now. Quite frankly, that panel's giving me a headache.
Share space with you because you're a
When you go to get a job,
bitch.
move out of your mom's house.
You need
start
money.
being
You want to talk
responsible
shit. You're a disrespectful little fucking bitch.
That dude went off, didn't he?
He did. He did. He really was. Yeah, he wasn't playing. That is the thing. Ryan does have very, very loyal and strong supporters.
Yeah.
They don't play. And nobody should play when it comes to somebody's mom like that, though. How dare him,
And it's a little disappointing, too, because he's an older gentleman. And you would think that he would know about having respect for someone's mother and
or just women in general as well. Yeah. It's a shame. Feels like that's all been washed. I mean, when you have people like Tony and this guy and talking to women however they want to, it doesn't seem like there's just anything. Tony and Glare went at it on the stream. Did they? The Glare's been making his rounds too. No, Alex, I cannot.
I'm just imagining the Glare and Tony going at it. I'm gonna have to go find that one.
It'd be like, do I even want to say it and get myself in trouble? Probably not. I'll just stop.
I can't see Tony going after anybody. Like, even the women that he criticizes could fold him up like a cheap lunch.
Scotty, you sound like your phone fell in a hole.
I heard she washed though.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I had my mic where it wasn't supposed to be. Sorry. Oh, that probably sounded totally wrong. Okay. No, what I said is I don't see Tony going after anybody. Even the women he criticizes could fold him up like a cheap lawn chair. For real.
He's so he's so bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. I don't know. Zoe, you were on my in my chat that night. Those girls come up, wasn't you? Were you there?
Yeah, I got really quiet. I didn't say anything. It was very uncomfortable. And then I saw after when they went on to, I just watched it because I was like, what is going on? I wanted to try to figure it out. And it was just odd. It was just like attention seeking kind of behavior. It seemed like, and this other guy came on that supported her story, but like what they were like on your channel, they were just trying to like put it into a different direction, like make him seem like he drugged her. I don't know, or that he saved her life. Yeah, it was just it was such a different. Big Al was there too,
It was
listening, and it was just a complete. It was odd. That whole thing was really odd that day.
If I'm
when
wrong,
you did it almost live. Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I will apologize, and I'll, because I mean, if they really are hurting and they're having like trauma or whatever, I feel sorry for them. But to find out that when I told them I didn't want to do that, and they went on, or one of them went on Queen Bees, and the whole story changed and everything was different. I swear, I would not be surprised if he didn't send somebody over to my panel to say the things they were saying to try to get me shut down. Because
you don't believe the accusations?
Jess, I'm gonna have to like put it on
unlisted and send me the link. I would love, because that's what I was kind of confronting him on.
Because
they're exaggerating on your channel, Brittany,
big
and trying
time,
to make it into like this. Yeah.
There was two guys, two girls. And the first girl come up, the first thing she just shouted out that he was the P word.
Was that really your setup, Scott?
What?
Was that really your setup? That was fucking impressive.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. What'd you see?
A really cool room and you all the way in the back corner, I think. I don't know.
Oh, let me turn it back on. Yeah, this is my art studio.
Let me turn myself off so I can get my face in this camera really quick. Is that you all the way back there? How are you doing that?
With the cameras. The camera's behind me.
Wait, can I make you bigger? Do you mind? This is your arm?
Big. Yeah.
So you should tell Jess what your plans are. Like what you're planning on doing when you do your live streams.
Your art is the type of tattoo style I would get. That is amazing. Are you going to draw and talk shit?
No, I don't really talk shit. You know what's weird is like if you go back and watch my other stuff, I don't really get into drama. I try to keep it. I don't know.
Yeah, you sound very chilled.
Well, yeah, because it just goes around and around and around. It really doesn't solve anything, you know?
It's true.
Yeah.
But what I want to do, I haven't been live. Like I haven't done nothing on my channel in like 4 months. I've just been doing commissions and like in-town stuff. And because of summertime, you know, all the art shows and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to like sit on YouTube and like do my lives like that. But what I want to do is probably in a month or so or less, I want to do it different than I used to. I want to read, like narrate a mystery or a murder mystery, like a book, like, and narrate it and then go live and play the narration. So it's me talking and then draw a picture of whatever the story inspires me.
Yes, that would be amazing.
And so it would be like a story time. So it'd be like an audio book, except for I'm creating a piece of art with it.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Because before I was just drawing, right? And I'd put on music and then I wasn't watching chat and then I'd have to skip back and then I'd take a break and smoke a cigarette and like read chat and then go back to drawing. So it was kind of boring, but a lot of people, I didn't think people like just sitting and watching somebody draw for hours.
You'd be surprised, yep.
But they did, yeah. But everybody likes my voice. So I thought, well, if I read and I draw, then it kind of hits two birds with one stone.
Well, can I ask you something? Because I draw, but my work is a little different than yours. I do like I know it's funny, okay, but I do cartoon characters.
Disney characters.
Yeah, because my kids.
I was just kidding.
No, I do. I'll draw all kind. I can draw the shit out of some cartoon characters. But, I'm not. It's weird. There's certain things I'm good at drawing, and others I'm not. But I'm looking at your work, and what do you use? Are you using charcoal?
Charcoal mostly.
Dude, I want that boat picture right next to you by the skeleton. I want this sun picture over here to the, what is that, my left?
I can't even see it. I can't even see if you guys can see it. Hold on, let me go down
to
here.
your right. If you look to your right, you had that boat right there with the in front of your skeleton thing.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, that boat. Yes, that. Love that.
I drew that live. That's on my channel, me drawing it. It looks really cool. I turned the lights out and I put a lighter on the bottom of it to make the lighter light go on it, and it looks pretty wicked.
Is
I
it
like
under
this
Scott E.
girl.
Skulls?
Yeah, it's just my name, Scotty Skulls.
All right. Let me. Oh, you actually came up. Well, no shit. All right.
Oh yeah,
I like this girl.
I'm the only one. You can go. You got somebody famous on your channel, on your panel, and you don't even know it.
I know.
Just don't.
How dare
I just don't have YouTube subscribers. I'm known like all over southeastern Michigan and stuff.
No, you
Oh,
have
that's
subscribers.
awesome.
Well, I mean, I don't want to like brag or anything, but you guys heard that here first. I have a famous person on my panel.
Well, not really, but I can say I am, right? This is YouTube.
You can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
I also love this picture you have up here on the right. It looks like it's maybe an eagle or something in front of the moon, and then right above that you have the moon that has a what the fuck are they called? You put them in for the lights. A light bulb, and then it's the boat. I might be seeing that all wrong. And then you have the girl up here with the umbrella, or is that a batch of balloons? I love everything.
The balloons are skulls. The one up top center, yeah, that's a girl holding it's balloons, skull balloons.
So I like
The light bulb. Are you seeing that like way over on the right, second one down?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, what you have to look at the picture big, but what that is it's the moon in the shape of a light bulb, and it's dangling, and there's a castle inside it, and the water's flowing out of it into an ocean, and then at the bottom, like in the ocean, there's a girl in a boat, and she's searching, and there's a whole like story behind it. It's about like you know how your world is supposed to be light and secure, and when you lose everything, your world goes dark, right? So that's why the light bulb's broken, and then so your castle is your safe place, right? Your home is supposed to be your secure, safe place. Well, she lost it because it's flooding, and she's out in the abyss. The ocean is the abyss, and she's just real small in this big ocean, and she's searching for anything or everything, anything she can find. Yeah, it's pretty deep drawing. I actually did a mural of that one.
Can I ask you, do you do channel art?
Who?
Like a computer?
Channel art. Like the way, excuse me, if you look up at the top right corner, I have that granny's watching, and it's a lady looking through the blinds. Can you do something like that?
Yeah.
Or not could you, do you, I should say.
Yeah,
Well, I
like
think
commissions,
that's
like, yeah, because I can take, like, people say, well, can you draw this or can you draw that? And I want to know, like, all the information. And I take, like, all kind of information, and then I create the drawing. Every one of my drawings actually has, like, it's a story. You know what I mean? Like, there's...
By the way, you just told that story about the light bulb moon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like you have the girl with the skull balloons. I like Banksy, and I have a few of his tattoos, and they're all dramatic like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine. The galleries say that my art's like emotive, and it has like a dark twist to it, because everything I do, it just turns out the way it looks. So it's weird how it gets like a weird persona to it. Like if you go on, I don't know where you'd find it on my YouTube, or I don't think it's on my Instagram, it might be, but I drew 110 Ben Hill Road. And it's got a weird, and Summer's actually in the swing in the tree, and it's got a weird eerie look to it. But everybody liked it.
Prestige, you didn't say anything wrong, hun. What are you saying? No. Yeah, I like dark and twisted, my kind of shit too. The stuff that makes you think. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you see if you're looking at my drawings, then you can understand, like, when I come up with stuff like about Kiely's case, like how I do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I look a lot deeper into stuff. Yeah.
Well, would you tell? I don't know if that would be distasteful to tell Kiely's story or your opinions on it while drawing an image, but would that be distasteful? I don't know.
I really wouldn't talk about it while I was drawing it. I would just draw it.
I see. Right, but then for video purposes, you should do that and then do a voice over it and then set it as a premiere. This way you can chat with the chat as everybody watches you draw and speak in at the same time. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Scotty, if you would do that, I told you, a bunch of people would be into that. And
dude,
you
true
couldn't
crime with an image that by the time you're done the true crime situation, there's an actual, visual in front of us. It would be brilliant.
Well,
I would
watch
watch every one of them.
Hell yeah.
watch where I drew Ben Hill Road then, Summer's house, and tell me if you would do it like that, like I did that one, or if
Let me see.
you would pre-record it and do it as a premiere.
That's right, Scotty. You did go to what's it called? I forget. Damn, I got Truckee in my head. I can't.
Hawkins County.
Hawkins County, yeah.
Yeah, I drove down there. I was down there for a week.
Is it called a different perspective? Is that where you drew it?
I drew it when I got back to Michigan,
Okay.
but that's how I got the feeling of it. You can't get it from a photograph. You kind of got to be there.
Right.
But yeah, I kind of like went around the whole area, showed the whole area. I looked for, went a lot of places I wasn't supposed to be, stuff like that.
What was your overall vibes, if you don't mind? Or do we have to watch the video to find out?
No, I got a bunch of videos on her, like the different areas down there. My vibe on her.
On the situation, I should say, not necessarily Summer, but
Well, before I went down there, hands down, I thought Candace did something and drove her back in the holler. The way she said how I drove it back in the holler as far as I could go. And I was hung up on that. And then when I got there, the way the road is and the way the cables are crossed and the way you got the porch dweller neighbors at the end of the road on the right, and Fred's right there. You can't really do that. So, I mean, it boils down for me, either she walked off and got lost. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know. The next one is, if they're involved, they hit her somewhere. And then the third one would be, if she was abducted or kidnapped, it would have to be somebody that is very familiar with the road and the area,
right?
Which boils down to a couple people everybody's already talked about.
So for me, I always felt like it was prescription day. I feel like Candace went down at the end of the driveway where the scent trail ended to make a transaction, and Summer followed. And unfortunately, she didn't see her mother there. Somebody else saw her, and they took her. That's always how I felt it went.
Mm-hmm.
Very sad. All right, let's pull this up.
But yeah, a lot of people say that she couldn't have walked off. But the problem is like when they say they've searched all over there, they haven't. They've only searched where they're allowed to search because it's private property. So there's a lot of.
Who would say you can't search? Who would do that?
There's people that aren't even there, like that own property that live out of state or whatever. It's in vacant houses everywhere. It's kind of weird, that area, the way it's set up.
Wow.
But yeah.
How do I?
So for her case, I got a feeling it's going to be a long, long time before she's found, if ever. That's just the feeling I get.
How do I get you off my out here? Oh, I removed you from stream. No, shit. He's right there. Hold on. Why am I on the screen? Fuck is happening? All right, hold on.
Another one of those cases, where I believe a lot of people in the town know about it.
What is happening? There we go. Did I get you back on, Scott? I'm sorry. This the drawing right here? I didn't add him back yet. What am I doing? Add to stream.
Every you're not local. I know every road. I don't gotta go on maps. I can tell you.
I have to sit here and look at the back of my eyelids, like way out.
I'm sorry. I'm being a mess right now. My shit's freezing on me.
I've forgotten more than I've learned in all my life.
Man, I plan.
Bear with me. I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. Hold on. All right. Let's try this again. Add to stream. Add Scott to stream. There we go. All right.
So are you guys done?
I was having some difficulties there.
Are you guys done Are you guys done hyper analyzing my drawings?
No.
Oh, there you go. What do you got? What do you got up there right now?
Yeah. That's the drawing you were just speaking of, right?
No, that's a different one. That one I drew
Oh,
on her birthday.
wow. It's
I
beautiful.
drew that on her birthday. What are you in one of my videos?
Yeah. I thought I was looking for the one you said of her house.
It's
Hot
the
message.
thumbnail. The thumbnail's the house, and it's got purple, like a weird purple tinge at the bottom. It looks, and I think I said, is this house creepy or something like that?
Okay, let me see. Yeah, it does give me that vibe as well. The scary stories to tell in the dark vibes is what your drawings give off. I like it.
Yeah, well, I am kind of all over the world. I've sold prints and stuff to different countries, but yeah, that's like this Summerwell's Quest. Before those, right there, the
Yep.
black and white with the
We got it.
And I draw the whole thing in this video, but it's pretty deep, this drawing.
The drawings are deep in general. Yeah. I'm very intrigued. I don't know. Brittany jumped off. I didn't kick her. I was having difficulties, and I guess she was as well. That is a great book. My service is being slow. I apologize, guys.
And I got notes for a book to read. Have you guys ever read, I read a lot too. Have you guys ever read Walking on Eggshells?
I have not.
No.
What's that about?
It's supposed to be a really good book. Yeah, it's kind of like I forget exactly. I think it's got some, has to do with like DV or borderline or something like that. It's supposed to be. It got recommended to me, so I'm gonna read it.
Who's it by?
Shoot. Now you got me. You got me pinned.
I got you thinking a little too much.
Yeah, I guess I'm not supposed to bring stuff up if I don't know what I'm talking about.
I do it all the time. Okay, so I see. Are these your drawings as well?
Yeah. Everything that you see on my channel is mine. I don't like borrow anything or.
Oh, I love
I've drawn
that one.
killers too. I drew Chris Watts. I drew who's the other one?
Chris Watts.
The other dude with the
Peterson?
Yep, Scott Peterson. I drew Brian Laundrie's skull because everybody was having a hot debate about which side the bullet was on and the gun and which hand he was and all this.
I like how you're doing this here, though. Story time. And you're live streaming, right?
Yeah, this is like my opener, but this is a live stream. I did this live, yeah. I'm hijacking your channel. This isn't supposed to happen. How long is this video? You could probably skip ahead a while. That's my other art room. That's why this one isn't like come full yet, because I moved to a different building.
Oh, you're not hijacked, and I mean, this is really neat what you do. I'm quite okay with it. Oh, wow, yeah, you are in a different room there. All right, so we get closer to the end, we'll get to the full drawing.
Yeah, you can skip like, I don't know, 20 minutes from the end, probably half hour.
Wow. Here I am. I can't even work StreamYard correctly. This is cool. Oh, this damn service.
Do you have your computer wired to your router? Or are you doing going on Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi, because my son's, he plays Fortnite, and when he plays Fortnite, it takes everything.
Well, I'll tell you a trick. That's what a lot of people don't do. When you're streaming, you have to have like a lot of speed.
Yeah, I certainly don't.
But what you do is put your router by your computer and do an Ethernet cable from your router to your computer so it's wired. And it'll go a lot faster.
Yeah, that's how I do it. his
I
computer.
auctioned this right here and there. You might back up maybe a little bit because it looks like I'm already done. It'll be big. I'll have it big on there.
Oh, you did? You auctioned this?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Is that commenter's comment? There we go. Wow. Oh, the swing. This actually looks just like her house. I mean, that's fantastically done. I mean, of course, you're an artist, but oh,
Yeah.
is weird wire. If it's wire, you don't get electrocuted. I want to pull it up.
Yeah,
Right
and
now.
like when you're like right here, see how it looks blurry? It looks blurry on your screen. It's because your speed. So yeah, try a wire. I think I told Allie to do that too.
Oh, is that
And if
okay? So that's why sometimes my screen goes blurry and everything.
it'll look clear to you, like if you're streaming, like right now in a live, it'll look clear to you, but then you'll go back and rewatch your own live,
Yep.
and you'll be like, "Damn, that's blurry."
Yep.
That's why it can't upload the information fast enough. So get a wire it with the Ethernet cable, and then if it still does it, then skip up one notch on your internet service to a higher speed.
Yeah, because I actually had that happen. I did a really beautiful recording of the sun setting over a beach over in New Jersey. And when I went back to watch, it was so blurry. I couldn't believe it because it was crystal clear for me.
You were live doing it
Yeah.
on your phone. Yeah, that's a little different. Like I went live at Warriors Path at the pond, and it was like messing up on me because I didn't have service. But
You
yeah,
do
when
have
you're at
to-
home doing on your computer, yeah, run a wire straight to the router.
Thank you. I'm definitely going to have to. Hey, Froggy. I know, Crystal, you do have such a common voice. Like, it just calms me down. Very chilled out.
Yeah, I tell everybody if you're an insomniac or you can't go to sleep, just play one of my videos. I'll put you to sleep for sure.
What, Papa Bear? I'm sorry you feel that way. Don't feel. I mean, being broke has nothing to do with anything. There's free ways to support creators. Commenting, participating, hitting a thumbs up. Money doesn't matter here. Hardwiring is life lad. Sorry, had to make a joke. Oh, thanks, Remy. You do. You sound like a gentleman we know as True Helper. He has a similar voice and tone.
Yeah.
Are you there, Zoe, or did you fall asleep? Brittany must have fell asleep.
I'm here. I'm like here. I'm just doing stuff. Like about to go to
Multitasking,
business.
yeah. Support is free. This is amazing. I can't wait to go back and check out what you're saying here, and then the Chris Wasp drawing and everything.
Well, look at the thing. What's intriguing is like a few people have went down to Hawkins County, like Alex did, and
Yeah.
Dolly did, but if you watch my videos, like I don't talk, and I try to capture the essence of the area as it is. And so when you look like the Summerwell's Quest series, like there'll be Ben Hill Road, there'll be Chimney Top Loop, there'll be Warriors Path. Warriors Path, I caught a whole bunch. It's beautiful there. Beautiful.
So you're not walking around talking about it. You're just letting it just speak for itself.
I talk a little bit, and like a lot of people complained about the wind noise when I was in a car, but it's not about what I'm saying. It's about looking at what I'm filming, kind of, you
Right.
know? Mm-hmm.
How can you complain about wind?
See what you want to see. Like instead of me trying to say, look at that crack in the tree, it looks like this, and now you see that, you're looking at whatever you want to look at and seeing what you want to see.
Right. Instead of telling us what to say. I get it.
Right.
I like
Right.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Because everybody, like, art is very subjective. Well, so is a video. Like if you video like an area or a building or anything, everybody sees things differently.
Oh, no doubt. And then people do well, a tone of a video does guide the way somebody thinks. There's no doubt about that either.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Gary. I appreciate you. I'm direct wire, but I have to delay the live a bit because of being on satellite and occasionally latency spikes. Really? I'll have to look into it. I need a new laptop as is, so.
So Scott, what people were saying yesterday about that phone, and you thought it was glass. Like, does your like as an artist, like
there's
you
no phone
see?
there.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
didn't see a
phone
phone
there.
either. But as an
Yeah.
artist, now I kind of makes sense because you know a lot about shadows.
The tones and the shadows and the lines. Yeah. Instead of
Yeah.
looking at the whole thing as an object, break it down into the parts and look at it, and you
Yeah,
can see.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like when I'm doing a drawing, when I'm shading, I'm not looking at the whole drawing. I'm looking at just the part I'm doing. You know, and then you got to imagine which way the light's coming from and how it would look. You know, so it's a lot. It's different than just looking at something, I guess you could say. But yeah, there's tempered glass. I mean, it's the car glass that's on the underneath that cord.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what it looked like. Yeah, but I think it's so easy for some people to bend their eyes a little, you know.
Well, and if you
for stuff
hear
like
it's a phone, you know, it's like Candyman,
Yeah.
right? Candyman. So if you say it 3 times, and if you notice, YouTube creators that want to like drive a point home, they'll repeat it.
Yes.
And if you repeat it enough times, then people think it's fact. And that's just how the human mind works. So if somebody says, look, there's a phone, and somebody else says, oh, yeah, it's a phone, and pretty soon everybody sees a phone.
Yep. I
But
try
if
to
you,
tell people so many times that
like a hive
YouTube.
mind.
Yeah.
but
a
if you
lot of
showed that
people
picture,
influence.
if you guys take that picture that we were looking at yesterday and you like show it to somebody who has no idea about the Kiely Rodni case, just show them the picture and have them name everything they see in the picture. They're not going to see a phone.
No.
I mean, some might because of the cord. See, the cord,
The cord also puts phone in your head, like that
it
part that
bends
looks
your
like a
mind.
camel.
Yes,
It bends
yes.
your mind. That's exactly, the mind bending.
Where do you think her phone is?
Me?
And just either of you, do you think it's still in the water under the sand somewhere? Because when the car got lifted up, the phone could easily, or do you think it's, I don't know, where could it be?
It's in the car.
Or they have it.
I think it's in the car.
Or they have it.
Yeah, or they have it, right. I don't even know why I didn't think of that. I keep forgetting because everybody's like, where's the phone? Where's this? We're not entitled to everything. We're just not.
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah.
We're never going to know like exactly how she was, where the phone was, how the car went in. There's all these things that nobody's ever going to know. They're unanswered. And so like hyper analyzing it or getting critical or trying to figure it out it's a lost battle.
That's
You
true.
know, like trying to figure out how the car got to where the position it is. It's impossible.
That's
You can't-
impossible. I think that's
You can't figure it out. Mhm.
Every different time it goes in, it will do something different.
I mean, you guys have seen accidents like you look at, I mean, when when they got like the fire trucks already there and you drive by and you look at the cars, you have no clue how they got into that position.
Right.
You'd be like, how did that happen? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just different every single time because it's angles and pressure.
And like everybody, I know Ellie messed up by the way they removed her car, but like everybody says, well, how did they not find her car? How did they not find her car? Well, like in AWP videos, if you go back and watch or if you followed them, that happens a lot. And like the Nadine Moses case, which was by me, we have like really high tech divers and Coast Guard, and we have a lot of resources here because of the water that we have. And so they missed it, and AWP found it in 10 minutes. Somebody said a group of investigators could tell how it happened. I don't think so. I don't think accident reconstructionists could even figure out. They could figure out like how it entered the water, but they're not, because you could drive 20 CRVs and exactly the same, and they're going to end up different than hers.
Yeah, you can't replicate it perfectly.
No, it's never going to happen the same again. So
Yeah, because of like
Yeah.
speed and like where it entered, how every little window and seal that was broken like changes everything, right?
Even the
Now
depth of the water. I mean,
on
layer.
concrete, when you have concrete and grass and they hit trees and stuff like that, then you can do it.
Right.
But in water, from point A to point B, there's no telling.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know if you guys have watched, like I always compare, like when you think about Ellie missing it, I always compare it to a Heavy D Sparks video that came out probably 3 weeks or a month ago, maybe. And it's titled, I think, Woman Trapped in Car for 5 days. Do you have time for me to tell a little story?
Yeah.
Because it's about not being seen.
Hey,
Okay,
look,
let me turn my camera off because I'm not drawing right now, so people don't think I'm a weirdo with the camera behind me. Okay. So this woman decides she wants to unalive herself, right? And she's doing however fast, probably 100 miles an hour on this curvy mountainous road. And she flies off the road. When her car flies off the road, she ended up like way down the mountain. Okay. And so she was trapped in her car for 5 days. She had broken ribs, a broken sternum. And after being there, when she came, she was knocked out. When she came to, she decided that she wanted to live after a day or two or 3 or 4. She didn't get out of the car for 5 days. She couldn't get out of it. And after 5 days, okay, meanwhile, everybody's searching. Her family, Ellie, everybody, they're searching all around the whole area, everywhere, right? So after 5 days, she gets out of the car, and it takes her 2 more days to climb up the side of this mountain to the road. And she gets to the road and flags down a motorcycle. And the guy calls police. Okay? Crickets.
Oh, I'm listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So police come, and then the drones, and if you watch the Heavy D video, her car, when it left the road, it left a swath all the way down the side of that mountain, taking trees down. You could see this big old path plowed down the side of this mountain from the air, like sticking right out like a sore thumb. And her car, I mean, it took down trees, and she like barrel rolled and then went end over end, and she flew up so high in the car that it took off a branch of a tree like way up, like 100 foot in the air. Wow. I don't even know how this lady survived, but if you watch that video, and then watch how they retrieve the car, and watch how the wheels are all cocked crazy because it's all smashed up. Even though she was found and there was no foul play, they didn't put their hands inside that car. And the way they manipulated the cable on the tow truck using snatch blocks to line the car up to pull it up on the truck, that shows you like how they did it correctly without touching the car. It's really informative if you look at how they searched for, how there's a swath and nobody saw it, how they pulled the car and got it on the tow truck. And the whole story is riveting because of why she did it, and then she decided she wanted to live in the fight. She fought for 8 days to stay alive, to be found. So it's a pretty good story.
And where can we find that?
It's on Heavy D Sparks. I think the title of the video is Woman Trapped in Car for 5 days.
Heavy D Sparks. Wow.
And I know that's on land, not in water, but it's kind of the same thing. She was missed. And it was obvious, like if you put a drone up or a helicopter, you can plainly see where she went over.
Weird.
Oh, like you're okay.
I can't believe she survived.
And you're saying they even though they were searching, they weren't able to see the marks in the trees and everything?
They missed it.
He has me yawning. I'm very
Somehow
calm.
Me?
Yeah, very calming.
When I get drawn, my voice even goes way calmer because like I have anxiety and panic attacks, and I have a little bit of agoraphobia going on at times too. And so my drawing, that's what That's my escape. So when I start drawing, like all my anxiety goes away, or like when I get in a deep story like that,
Yeah.
I calm down.
I like that. I could hire you to be my personal calmer when I'm getting into like the karma aspect of all this.
Yeah.
You just come aboard and say hi, and I'm like, okay. I probably got a boat being involved too. What do you mean a boat? What are you guys saying? Hold on. Not pointing blame, but if you're familiar with boats, it would tell you something was off, just like AWP saw. They do have fancy equipped to see more, but it was obvious something was there.
It wasn't obvious though. They didn't even see the car. Nick saw the shadow from the sonar. That's all that's all he could see at first. Yeah.
Well, you saw when they were bringing it in, the drone footage, when they were bringing it in, you could see it. You know, I mean, it was more up, I guess, but you could see it from the drone footage. Like it looked like a big patch of something right there. It's a very clear water lake.
Yeah.
You know,
would that have been a tide change or something? Look at what Crystal just said, though.
3 foot. It was 3 foot higher before. So, I mean, I don't know how visible it would have been with 3 more foot of water over it.
Yeah, I don't know. Does that?
Crystal said at the 11 a.m. sighting of 2 in her car is true, and I believe it is. The inability to get the car started delayed until rigor mortis set in. She would bend for the seat.
So they couldn't put her in the front seat. You're saying that's why they put her in the back.
Well,
They couldn't
Crystal
sit her down.
I think Crystal said. Well, yeah, I believe Crystal's saying they called AAA to delay. So that would happen. I don't know. Hold for part 2, she said. Wow.
So Scott, do you believe roadside assistance guy or no?
I think he's embellishing the story because, like, a couple things that he should know, he states as fact when they're not true. And then the way he kind of, like, you know, sidesteps around stuff a little bit, and nothing's real clear.
Well, it was all very he did that intentionally. It was done intentionally. It was very you know, like you just said, storytelling. It was like they were making.
Well, the editing had a lot to do with it, but even just his words, I mean, honestly, I don't see her car leaving that phone ping. I just don't. But I mean, it could have. So, like, for me, in Roadside Guy, either he saw Jagger and Kate the next morning when they were out looking for Kiely, and maybe Kate had something going with them, and he got emotional about Kiely missing and blah blah, and they got, you know, it got tense there. Maybe, I don't know. Or if it was Kiely's car, maybe it was a week before, the weekend before, or something. I don't know. There's just too many puzzle pieces to put together to get the car there, and then to take it somewhere else, and then get it back to the phone ping. It's just logically, it doesn't make sense.
You're right.
I guess.
Even contact in AAA in her vehicle does not make sense. It would be like America's Dumbest Criminals type of style, you know.
Well, and if it was her car after 9 o'clock, then, you know,
eyes are on it at some point.
Well, and they would, whoever was with it, you know, and then they find her deceased in it over at Prosser. Whoever was with her car would be arrested, I feel. They're not going to wait to build a case. They have them with the car on video. She's deceased in the back of it. You know what I mean? Like,
right. That's it's risky business. It's stupid, and it's not logical. So here's part 2 of Crystal's thought. It's very natural for a driver to be found in a hatchback, so no one would think a thing like so many do now. But the car flipped, the seats became an obstacle course, and hold part 3. The roadside guy said the vehicle he was driving had a dash cam, so eventually, right? Yeah, you're right, Cheese. It is the whole eventually thing. But hey, Gizmos, why, or Gizmo, not Gizmos, why wouldn't the police at least come out and either debunk or confirm that?
That's what I keep thinking. Something.
I just think if it was Kylie's car the next morning, if it was Kiely, they would arrest whoever the male was. If it wasn't Kiely, they would arrest both of them.
And it's possible they made arrests without telling us, right?
Definitely.
Well, they would. I mean,
Would they, if their investigation isn't over yet, if the
they would.
autopsy isn't completely back?
I think they would come out and publicly say that it turned into a homicide investigation. That's just
You think, oh, or by now, you think they would have been like, this is turned into this,
by
blah, blah, blah.
now. Yeah. Yeah.
That the silence is saying accidental. I feel like the silence is, I don't know. You could, I guess you can interpret either way.
Well, because we, like what I said earlier, like with Summer Wells, like if they found her today and there was found, like she had a bullet wound, they're going to change the investigation into a murder investigation.
Yeah.
And she was only 5. So the minor thing don't have nothing to do with it. Right. So I don't know. I just think really logically, I just can't get the car away from the phone ping.
Sometimes the answer is just what's before us. It's not always this deep,
I think the party was small. There might have been a lot of people out there, but I think the party was small. I think it was the group of friends. I think that what Elsa says, like nobody talks about what Elsa said. I think Elsa's at the end of the night is the most plausible. How they asked her if she needed a ride. She said she was set. She fell in the hole. They helped her up, blah, blah. She walked off in the way of her car. Then you got her phone ping, and then you got 3 minutes later it shut off. And then you've got the car 55 feet from there, and then you've got Sammy inserting herself wanting to be somebody, but she doesn't even know anything. She didn't even know what Kiely was wearing. She doesn't, I think, so I don't know. That's the only thing that I think it's 100% accident, except for no proof of party. That's the only, I think I can't get by that because there could be no party and it could have been a setup to get her out there, like Mean Girls.
Thank you, Backfire. Don't you also think it's weird though that they're saying she fell into a hole and they're still like, okay, drive safe, have a great night? I think that's weird.
Well, not really. It's like when you walk out of the bar with your friends and you trip off the curb. You know what I mean? And they're like, no, I'm all right. I'm all right.
My girlfriends are saying to me, yeah, you're not driving. They're not going to be like, okay, great night.
Yeah, you're too drunk. Goodbye. I'm finding another ride.
Yeah.
I mean, again, these are kids. They are all intoxicated, so we can't put too much on them.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
I mean, you guys got my shortcut logical thinking, right? Did you watch that? Whatever live I was on.
No, but I'll
oh, I could bring it up on maps real quick and explain it.
Yeah.
It's on drone video.
Maybe they're saying that she fell into a hole because we're going to see bruising that they don't want us to see.
Well, Zav found the hole, or a hole, like back where they would have been walking toward the cars. There is a pretty big hole, about a foot deep. And if it's dark, you're going to like step down into it and lose your balance. You got to remember it's dark, right? They're not in the city. Everything's like really dark.
That's true.
Like how
they have lights set. Oh, well, no, okay, you're right. Because in New Jersey, there's no street lights. You're in, State Forest is right there. When I drive through there, if it's nighttime and I turn off my headlights, my high beams, really, you can't see shit. I mean, you can't even see yourself. It gets that dark.
So you know how Doug says it's not a wrong turn road?
Yeah.
It's not a wrong turn road. I think if she was driving and it's an accident, she meant to go that way, and I can explain how.
Please do. Hey, Brittany.
Oh, we got Brittany up here.
Yeah, I can't have you up here telling your theory without coming to argue with you.
I know you're like my boss.
Dropped too. That was
she
funny.
follows me. This girl follows me around and tells me where to go, and for some reason I listen. Yeah, I don't know why. Okay.
All right. Whose?
Okay, so I can't. Okay. I don't know how long it would take me to find the footage, like the actual drone footage, but I can show you on the maps what I think.
Press confuses. That's the best way to do it. If everybody had yes men and same theories, same thoughts, how far are you progressing? Hey, masshole.
Okay, so if I go over here, if I share screen, so yeah, if I can bring you guys down a few notches, like, and keep you thinking logical and more straight, it's better because that's how you get real answers, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I don't try to push a certain, you know, like I think most likely it's an accident, but then it could be a mean girl situation too.
I'm
You
leaning
know?
towards the mean girl. Gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I never
Or a
considered.
dude. It could be a dude too, trying to pick her up, and she
Mhm.
denied. You know, there's. Okay.
Oh, let
You
me
guys
say
got
this
the map.
before you start, Scotty. Let me just tell Jessica this to go with her theory. You might already know this, but she was, according to Sammy, she was originally supposed to go to the party with Sammy. They were supposed to ride together.
Yeah. And then why didn't they?
Who said that?
Sammy. That's what I said,
Sammy.
according to her.
According to Sammy, because Sammy said. You know what I think about Sammy?
Oh,
If you can't believe part of what she says, you can't believe anything she says.
Well, that's true. But also, what you have to take is what she says and what she doesn't say to kind of come up with the truth of what she's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So you guys see Prosser Lake. You got the map up?
Yes.
Okay, now the water's lower here than it is now, right? Y'all got that figured out, right?
Right.
Okay. So the party was right in here. Right?
That's what they say.
Okay. And this is a pretty big hill. You can't drive down it. It's like a cliff almost. Okay. And when you drive this way, you drive out and everybody turned left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she turned right. And then at this little tree right here, she took this Y and drove off here and went in the water, right?
Right. Now, people are saying that the other exit was blocked off, that somebody blocked it with their vehicle and started blasting music. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Okay. Let me zoom out. So the exit would have been when you come out here and turn left, you have to drive all the way along here. You don't go by the campground. You go this way, all the way up to here.
Okay.
These two roads come out. Okay. Now she lived way south on 89, right? She lived way down here.
I see where you're going.
She lives way down here. And even to get to Boca, you got to come all the way down here. You got to go all the way up 80 and then go here. Or you can drive this road through the woods, this little 2-track thing. Okay, well, let's get back to her way. Okay, so there's a shortcut. Remember the shortcut somebody mentioned local?
Mm-hmm.
Either Sammy or Mags or Kate or somebody. I don't know who. Okay, well, if you want to get to 89 fast, watch this. Party's here. She comes out here. She turns right. Okay, instead of her going this way into the water, if she would have went this way, she would have went right around here, and she would have crossed this little gully right here. Now, in the drone footage, it's about a 3-foot span of water.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Verna, the local, drove. That's how she drove in and out of here because it's a lot shorter to get to the party spot. And if you look, I'll try to find if one of you guys, maybe you're good. I don't know where this drone footage would be. I think it's SF's drone footage, but I think it's on Zav Girls, but I don't know how I'd find it really fast. But it shows this way better. The drone does. But if you follow this around right here, here's the neighborhood right here. And you go through the neighborhood and there's 89 right there. It's real close.
Oh.
So you drive right around here, you go through the gully, and boom, you're in the neighborhood. You drive through the neighborhood and you're to 89 that quick instead of going all the way up here.
Right. I see what you're saying. You don't agree? Game guy, 3-car? No? Why? I see what you're saying. So it is a wrong turn. It can be a wrong turn. Not that it is, but it could.
Well, it's not a wrong turn road. Like she meant to turn right. Okay, and when you imagine if she's going this way, and imagine if she came in this way, and she
Right.
crossed that little gully of water. And you got to remember, it's really hard dirt, so it's not like going out mud bogging. It's hard pack, and there's clear water on it, so you could just rip right through it. Okay, if she went the wrong way this way, even when she saw the water, she could have thought it was this water.
Right. That's what I mean. So she could have made that wrong turn instead of going. What would
Yeah,
that be?
and
Go
she
the
could have
right,
gave
go
it.
left,
She could have
right.
gave it some gas when she went in the water.
Thinking she was going to go over that little bit of water, so expecting water, but not, and then being not that much water.
Oh,
I get it.
interesting.
Yes, and to see it clearly, you got to see the drone footage. So if
Let me see if I can find it.
it's hard to find stuff on Zabs because their streams are like 12 hours
I was just
long.
about to say that they're such long streams.
That makes a lot of sense, Scott.
Yeah, it's a real logical way that it could have happened.
Because it's like thinking it's something, and you said gave it gas in the wrong place, you know?
And she thought she was here, but she was here
Mm-hmm.
because she knows the area. You know, I don't know
Yeah.
how well. She knows how to drive off road. We know that because there's videos
Yeah.
of her drive. Okay, so she knows.
She got in
So
there, right? Yeah.
this wouldn't be. She wouldn't be scared of this. Well, the family has
Yeah.
video of her driving some really pretty gnarly stuff. And you think about how she grew up in the woods and the mountains at the lodge. They would have snowmobiles, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, tractors. Just think of all the equipment. So she was a new driver on the road with stoplights and stop signs, but she wasn't an inexperienced driver of a vehicle, I don't believe.
Yeah, she's so young, you know? Like it just takes years to get that
Well,
experience, you know?
she grew up with different equipment, and different vehicles.
Driving different types of vehicles, like we saw her with the dragging the sleigh thing or whatever that was.
Yeah, like she could handle a quad, a 4x4. She'd know how to drive a standard shift, like because quads are got a clutch and the off road and trail ride and stuff like that. Yeah, she's familiar with all that. She grew up with it, so her whole life. So this terrain, in my opinion, isn't anything at all to her. She's totally used to it.
All right, so here's the drone footage. If it's correct, I don't know. I Googled and this came up. Let's share that to see if that gives. Brittany dropped off again, Gary. She's the worst with that. Oh, wait.
It's when he pulls the drone up out of the woods and he pans around, and it's across the lake, and it pans, and you can see where she went in the distance, the spot where she actually went in. It's right in that area.
Yeah, this is so true. Sammy did say this. I know that she was not in the right mindset or state to drive, and if she were to have driven, she would not have made it far. That is a weird thing to say, especially in hindsight with what we know. That Sammy just gives me vibes, man. I don't know. I know you're logical, but is this the right footage?
I can't tell yet.
Yeah, let's give it a second and we'll say exact party location compared to where we're at. I can see exactly what you're saying. That makes too much sense. Is that the opinion that Brittany disagrees with you on?
Okay, right there is where a car was, right on the left side of the screen in the water. That's the tip. There's the road. You're looking at the end of it.
Right here?
That road right there, that path coming out is what she
Oh.
drove down. That point's
Oh.
right where she went in the water right there.
Yeah.
And this is before they found her.
Oh, that's so eerie.
Okay, yep. Is that the end of the video?
Find her phone, possibly this water really help the investigation. What's EMA case? Emergency missing? What's that? I don't know. Anyway. Let me speed it up a bit, see if that gets us there.
Yeah, and we can't say what was going through her head or what she thought or what she saw. You know what I mean? Or what frame of
No, no
mind she
way.
was in. Yeah, we can't guess that. This is just like this is logical to me why she went that way. Yeah, I think it's in this one.
Scott, do you think SF Investigates guy is credible with what he says? Because he kind of said it was an accident as well, you know, pretty
Well,
much.
you got to remember the family probably knows a lot more than we do. I know Ellie doesn't disclose everything, but I think that they know.
They
You
must
know?
know. They must
Yeah.
know.
And I
Yeah.
think Jagger knows, and I think they're just like I think SF got rubbed the wrong way, and I think he's lashing back out. You know, the emotions get the best of you sometimes.
Yeah. He was lashing out at AWP more than the family, though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what, tattoos? Honestly, they say AWP said it's common to find people in the back.
They say 90%.
Yes,
That other
Katie.
company in that article yesterday at Fox, they were saying like 90%. This other company that women work for.
Okay, he's
saying
parked. There's the Y right there. He's parked, and that Y would have been her wrong turn. If she would have went to the left, she would have been going, okay, we're heading to the party spot. You guys listened to me earlier when I explained how easy it would be for her to get in the back with the water the way it was in the vehicle, the way it would be
because it
facing.
like nosedive so like
in the water.
abruptly.
Well, I've driven cars into the water and jumped them in the water, so I kind of know what they do. It's not something you want to do, but I'm a nut. I'm part of the Gambler 500 group. Okay, right here. Stop.
Oh, let me get there.
Whoa. I'm like, whoa, and I can't stop it with my cursor. Stop. Okay, stop it.
I stopped.
You did? Oh, okay. I'm on the other. Okay, if you look right where you're stopped, you got the island with the tree, and off to the left is the little point where she drove off. Okay, way up in the distance.
Okay.
Now back up 10 seconds. Now you guys see this road coming toward you through them trees and coming right toward you?
Yeah.
Okay, now back up a little bit. I'm gonna have to flip over to StreamYard a little bit more.
Do it this way. Here?
Oh, yeah, play it, and then hold your hand on the pause button, and I'll tell you right when to pause. Right there.
Oh, I see it. I
see
see
it
right
too.
here. And the
Yep, back up a little bit. Yep, 5
you've seen
seconds.
it right there.
That little water area.
Right here.
Yep, that's the road. There's the gully, and it goes around and right into them. That's the neighborhood, and right over that, right through that neighborhood is 89. Right there, that close.
So she could have thought
right there. Wow.
She could have thought
She could have came
this
in that way. She
was
could have
this.
came in that way, and she was leaving that way. Right.
Got turned around, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like did the same thing she did coming as going, but it was reversed. And
she was over there. At that little tree, she went on the Y. She went left instead of right, and boom, she's going. And she's like, "Oh, I'm going down a little hill. Oh, there's the water."
Right.
I mean,
Grumpy, she could have very well put her seatbelt on and taken it off once in the water.
Oh yeah, when she hit the water, she could have just unclipped her seatbelt. And you guys got to remember, it's dark too. Like it's dark.
Yeah.
She could have had a couple drinks or not. We don't know.
Honestly, with how fast a car, especially with the windows open, would go under the water, whether it was daytime or dark, the darkness just makes it worse. But nobody's mind's going to think that. People are like, why not go out the open window? Why not go out the broke window? Because you don't think that quickly. You have seconds.
The water's coming in fast. The vehicle tilts all of a sudden within seconds. You don't know which way's up. You
Right.
can't see your bubbles. You know, all you're doing is following the air.
And then you're so
Instinct,
frazzled that you're not thinking logically anyway.
right? There was a guy. Okay, I'll tell you another little quick 2-minute story. There was a guy I know was in a boat, and he was on St. Clair River, and it's about 100 foot deep. It's a freighter, a shipping channel. Okay, 2 girls accidentally drove their car into the river, and it turned buoyant and it floated out, and they had their windows all up. He jumped out the boat and swam to the car and was beating on the windows and the doors and pointing and trying to get them to help him like open the door or roll down the window, right?
Uh-huh.
They had their seatbelts on, and all they did is sat there and stared at him, and the car went under and they both drowned.
Oh my God. They froze from the.
They froze. They sat there and stared at him. Yeah.
That's a possibility. Like, yeah.
And it was during the day. So, I mean, you got to think about it's night, the water, the vehicle starts turning weird because it's in the water, and now you're disoriented. You can't tell which way's up. All you're going to do is try to follow the air.
The alcohol involved as well.
Yeah.
So
if you're a little impaired, you think that's one thing. You're giving it gas to go over this little thing that you knew about, and then all of a sudden, boom! What the hell? I'm underwater. Like water.
So when you think about the phone ping, and then you think about the 3 minutes that her phone shut off, and then you think about the car being 55 feet from the phone ping, and then you think about this way, the shortcut, the gully, and it gets to her house way quicker, and she needs to get home because she already extended her curfew. If you put all that in there and take out everybody's words, it's very logical that this is what could have happened.
Yeah, take it everybody's words and actions and everything, and if you just look at it like this, completely different.
Now,
if she was on video, if her car was on video over by Boca, or if Sammy got caught with blah 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 on her phone, or if you know what I mean, if there was one little thing anywhere that verified anything else, then the story or the timeline would change, but there isn't that we know of.
Right. Now, a subscriber sent me this. They said her car would have alerted her. They said to watch this. So let's see what this says as to why the car would have alerted. How could a car alert her? Well, give me a second. I mean, no. Maybe she was expecting the alert. Say there was an alert. She was expecting it because she goes over that way before and it always alerts her. So she ignored the alert. I don't know, but let's see what this video says. This video has no sound, so it's not saying anything. What is this showing us, Crystal? Is this the passage that she... I don't understand.
This is where she went in.
But I'm wondering why Crystal said 504.
Oh, that ain't where she went in. That's steeper. That's not the same spot.
Her car would have alerted her. Let me look for Crystal's comments.
Like the beep, 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 beep thing where it throws the red on your dash that bounces off your windshield for you to stop because there's an obstacle.
I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But
I would say she would have that. It's a 13 though, and it's a base model CRV, so it wouldn't have that. I wouldn't think.
I was going to say that. I feel like that's like a newer model kind of thing. That's like a 9-year-old car.
Yeah.
Almost 10. You know, so I don't think they had that kind of alert like on,
No.
on Star. Yeah.
Well, Misa, you got to remember, with the window open, it's like a waterfall of water coming in. It's not like it's like, oh, window open, let's just swim out. It happens so quick. this fear of it all, she could have grasped for air, like, and next thing you know, water's in her mouth and she's all discombobulated. There's so many things that could have happened that
And
So
she's
fast.
fighting for air.
Right,
and the
really
pitch black,
fast.
not
Yeah,
expecting
you're gonna.
water to
I mean, you
her.
think about it. You're gonna follow air wherever there's air. You don't want to be where the water is, and it's in the dark, and the car's like, pitching forward, and then it's spinning like a top, and then it's upside down. It's just, yeah.
Oh gosh.
I
Sammy
would just
saying they're
think instinct.
2012. They're
Okay, I don't know if
2012.
you guys can see here, but if you look real close, right at the top edge of the windshield, the roof is pushed in probably about 4 inches.
Yeah, I could see that.
hmm
And that's from the impact of landing on the ground, right?
When it came to rest upside down underneath, yep. And I think that's what popped the passenger window. If the window's broke, I can't see any glass. I can't. And Doug says that it's not likely that would happen, but to me it is. And that's why the windshield's broke too. And you guys got to think it's setting upside down. It wasn't even all the way upside down. It was kind of on a weird little angle, but it's setting on the front edge of the hood and the front edge of the roof, right above the windshield. And the front edge of the hood is where it would be sitting. So the rear end of it would be up. So even when it came to rest, the cargo area is going to be the closest thing to the surface, just by the weight of the motor and the way it's going to be sitting upside down.
Right.
I don't have a car here to show you. Just you know what I mean? If you take one of your kids' toy cars and set it upside down on the table.
Yeah.
On the front edge of the hood and the front edge of the roof. Yep. The rear end's going to be like upside down. It's going to be sticking up.
I know exactly what you're describing.
Where she was is the highest point in the car.
Right. The last spot to
Well, it's
reach
the last
air.
bit of air, number one. And number two, if she went into a bloat cycle, that's number two. It's the highest point in the car. Mm-hmm.
After water rush thing, you swim out of it, especially if you hit the floor. Yeah, I think, it's easy for us to say clear-minded what we would do. I don't know. Someone suggests how does she make it down the crappy roads without hitting something or screwing her car up? She doesn't make it to the water.
I'm telling you right now, even if you know that water's coming, if you guys were actually driving a car and you drove it into water that drops off and gets deep enough to go buoyant that quick,
Be so disorienting.
I can tell you right now, if 100 people here and in chat actually drove a car in the water in the dark, knowing they were going to go in the water, I'll bet you more than half the people would die in the car. It's a very difficult situation to get out of. You got to be quick, and you got to, because when I did it, I mean, I've done it several times. Sometimes it didn't actually it didn't submerge all the way under. But you got to be quick. You got to be out that window like right now, like instantly, or you're not getting out.
It's so sad.
And there's only two ways out of a car. There's only two ways out of a car in the water. Either you got to get out within the first couple seconds, or you have to wait until it completely fills up with water, hold your breath, and then find your way and swim out and know which way's up.
Right. And if the car flips, now think how disoriented. You don't know if she banged her head in the process or the dizziness. And then trying to
And you only have, how long can you hold your breath? That's how many seconds or a minute you have to figure out how to get out the car and how to get to the surface.
Especially if you're intoxicated and suddenly you're upside down. So now everything's, and it's scary, it's dark, it's cold,
So I hope I don't want to change anybody's mind, or I don't try to spin a narrative. I'm just trying to be really logical and really it
is a good logical thing. I will say I can see that all happening, but I still think Sammy's suspect. I still feel like there's something wrong there. Like maybe she was supposed to drive home with Kiely, but intentionally got Kiely overly drunk, knowing this would happen, and then said to Kiely, "Hey, why don't you just take the shortcut?" Or maybe she wasn't. I don't know.
That seems like just a bad accident. Like
she might feel guilty. She might feel guilty, and she didn't have anything to do with it. and she might feel guilty, and she's got her little narcissistic borderline attitude or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Maybe she wants to take all the responsibility, like how she said nobody else is going to get in trouble. Maybe she feels she should be in trouble for letting her go like that.
That's
That's
PDP.
possible.
Yeah. That's
Maybe, you know what I
borderline.
mean?
Yeah.
Maybe she wants to take responsibility for what happened,
Make
even
it about
though
her. Yeah.
even though she didn't actually do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Make her
hmm
somehow the center of attention a little, just to
I
get.
think I think whoever provided the alcohol, I think is going to get charged with manslaughter.
Yeah.
hmm
Like
Because it
vehicular
contributed.
manslaughter.
Yeah. Well, not vehicular because they didn't hit her with a car, but
Died in a car
or
though.
or if
Yeah.
it's, I don't know what California's wording is, but it might be unintentional homicide, maybe.
Right.
Because the alcohol, if the toxicology or drugs, whichever it is, if there's something in her system that highly contributed to her driving into that water, and she's a minor, I think whoever provided that alcohol or substance to her is going to be doing some good prison time.
Like
Oh,
manslaughter.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I think that's how it's going to play out.
How could they
Honestly,
prove that? I mean, I guess they could prove, but they have to
Trace
prove
it
that she was
down.
drunk and yeah.
Toxology, reports from people at the party, tracing
Yeah.
down, yeah.
and I don't think anybody saw anything. I really don't. I did, they're like, how can you have that big a party and not see anything? Well, she went that way, and it happened so quick, and it's down the hill.
And it's dark,
You know
it's
that
nighttime, it's late.
it's dark, and everybody says, "Oh, the headlights in the car." Yeah, but they're up and back from this. Yeah, you'd never see them lights 14 foot under.
No.
Mm-mm. But I think that's how it's going to play out, you guys. I can't say for sure, but I think it's a lot simpler than what a lot of people are making it out to be.
Ooh, I want to hear what Big Al has to say to all this.
Yeah.
My theory is, and it's not really even a theory, it's just something to think about. The car goes in the water, pitch dark, high beams on, people all around. There's going to be a glowing halo around that car for up to 45 minutes before it shorts out.
So you think somebody would have seen
Absolutely.
the vehicle? But that's if they're looking at the water, right?
That's a long ways away.
But there's people all around there camping and hanging out. I mean, it'd be a big glowing ring in the water. Have you ever been ice fishing? Anybody ever been ice fishing? If you drop a light in the water in the dark underneath an ice fishing shack, just one light, just a light on the end of a cord,
You're right.
it'll create an 80-foot diameter circle around that shack when that light is 15, 20 feet down.
Right, but what if with the sand going up, and what if the lights were kind of into a sandbank type of thing? Like the lights,
but they weren't.
They're upside. How do we know?
The lights would have been in the dirt. The front edge of the hood is what it's resting on. The lights would have been facing right against the lake bottom.
Right, that's what
Because of the nosedive, you're saying, Scott? Because it
How long
nosedive.
did that take to happen?
What's that?
How long did it float on the tires before it got to the bottom?
Not long, I don't think.
Doug made that comment. The tires are buoyant.
Couple minutes.
When the car flips over because it's full of water, it's buoyant on the tires until it finally drags it down. I know the reaction. I've dropped my phone down ice fishing holes before at night. And I've literally looked down the hole at my phone on the bottom of the lake. It's still on.
Yeah.
And
But here's the thing.
turn off 20, 30 minutes later.
For somebody to see that, though, they'd have to be looking at the water at the right time for the right. Yeah.
Within them few, and I don't think it would be 45 minutes. I think the headlights would have been, if you think about how the vehicle was, the front edge of the hood would be right on the lake bottom, and
I'm just
that's
saying
where
it takes about 45 minutes for it to short out, according to.
Yeah, but I think they would have been right up against the dirt of the bottom because of
The way it went in the chat, somebody in the chat said they say 30 seconds at most to be buoyant in the water.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have turtled over until it was submerged. it would have nosedived, and then it would have been like Titanic. The hatch would have been sticking up for, you know, however many seconds
Right.
or a
And it's
minute,
a steep hill, right? So that I
and
was
then it would have
thinking,
spiraled. It would have spiraled, right? It's not going to stay exactly the way it went into the water. When the rear end's right up, straight up in the air, it's going to spin. You know what I mean? However far,
I
whichever
don't
way
know
it
what it's
wants
going to do
to.
when it hits the water. I have no idea. But and Dave
Yeah,
just
watch
made a comment in
cars.
the chat.
Watch videos of cars
Oh, I have.
going into water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched them go in the water on the lake dozens of times in the wintertime. I've watched them
Get in one.
Don't have
No, thanks. I jumped out.
Oh my gosh.
I drowned at a Dodge Neon twice over at Roushoff Road earlier this year.
Yeah, it's
So yeah,
I mean, it's all speculation because, like Doug said, so many factors. Was it windy?
right.
Were there waves on the lake? You know, and there's so many things when water's involved that it's just thousands of
The
variables.
water. Yeah.
But see, when like a logical theory, like what I just came out with, you don't have to fit. Like to get her car to Boca, you have to fit a whole bunch of puzzle pieces together to get it there, and then you got to fit puzzle pieces together of where they hit it, and then you got to get puzzle pieces together of how they got it back.
I will say,
right?
as a comment on that theory, the one thing that stands out for me is the gas.
Yes.
Who knows? But we do know that she only had a couple gallons of gas. So is that to get 24 miles to the gallon? She can go maybe 50 miles tops.
And if they went the back way through the woods, that Boca Drive, that 2-track that goes through the woods between the two lakes, that would eat up the gas pretty quick.
You would think so. You're going to burn more gas on a dirt road than you will on
It's
on highway
12.
pavement.
Well, it's more than dirt road. It's off road through the mountains. So it'd be, and it's 12 miles each way. So.
Yeah, but we don't know what was already in her tank.
Right.
That's true.
I just know teenagers around here, maybe it's not all the same, but they're usually putting $5, $10, and they're running with their gas light on all the time, and they put $10 in and the gas light still don't shut off.
Well,
right.
Not
And they'll drive around all day with that, and then they'll put 10 more in, right? That's how they do it. I don't know.
And then they pick up a buddy that throws them 5, so they put the 5 in. Yeah.
Yeah, because he needs a ride over here, so they're like, "Yeah, I'll give you $5 in gas, okay." And it still doesn't turn their gas light off.
Well, back in my day, you could get 2 gallons of gas and out and do a pack of Marlboros for $2.
And Sean's right; they were turning the car on to charge the phone.
Yeah, I don't know if the 12-volt power points in those CRVs stay on when the car is off or not. I know my Explorer does not. As soon as I turn the key off, that plug goes dead.
But yeah, that theory. That's like with the least amount of speculation as possible. You know what I mean? The most logical, simplest form.
Yeah.
Of why the events that actually occurred and the facts and why things, why it happened that way.
Mama in the middle, you do realize though that open window is gushing like a rainfall with high pressure water coming in. It's not like it's just an open window to go right out. It is being rushed with water.
It'd be just an open window for about 3, 4, 5 seconds, 10 seconds maybe.
Yeah, Brittany
not very
played
long.
that video today of that. And it's scary how it's rushing in. You can't get out of there, like you said, until the whole thing sinks. And like how, because of the rushing in, it's like a tidal wave coming in there.
I could try, Jennifer.
And I don't think if the car was in neutral or drive when they pulled it out is really relevant. Because either way the wheels turn when they tow it out, and either way when she's kicking her way to try to stay alive.
I think the tow truck driver just made that more relevant.
No, I mean when they pulled the car out.
Right. No, I know. But because the tow truck says something about, it was in neutral. I think people are
Well,
like,
if
oh,
you
it's neutral.
if you think about the tow truck driver, he kind of expanded on like everything that was kind of except the seatbelt thing. But if AWP saw that, and we just don't know they did, but I don't know if they would do that. But it's kind of weird how everything he says fits together with what everything that was already swirling around. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
almost like he's been watching YouTube and knew what people were
What
talking
to
about.
say.
I don't.
Right. What the suspicions were. Let's check out this video for those in the chat that want to see it. Right. 30 seconds. Let's see how quickly the car fills with water. If this goes under like they say it does.
Is this the one where the guy puts his face to the back window, or is this the one where all the windows are out of the car?
I have no idea. I just searched car count underwater.
I've got the one that we watched yesterday queued up too. So
that one.
Do you want to go ahead and put that one on?
Yeah, I can put it on.
Okay, thank you.
My screen's
Hell yeah, bro. You're on the Cletus confront you.
Cletus.
Sorry, I got to cut
All
that
right,
off.
let's.
Here we go. Thank you.
I heard a Cletus. I like that.
Yeah, that scared me. Scared myself here. The mom's brother, George and Matthew Harris, you want to know why they might want to cover it up. Lord, you sleuths do sleuth. The mom's brothers, George and Matthew Harris.
So this is the only one that I could find where they actually sink the car with the windows down. They do it with the windows up and then down. And they roll them down.
This is the one we watched.
You can see the water rushing and how hard the water rushes in once it's on its way in. How fast.
Oh, this is the one where they have like seconds to climb out the front window. Yep.
That grown man was having trouble getting out.
Look at them. As soon as it hit, they roll the windows in, and look at how fast. Look at it. Look at the guy in the back. Look at it.
And these guys were expecting this, and even they struggled to get out. They
It's
look.
daytime.
One thing that's different here, if you look, the back window is taken out of this car.
Yeah.
So
right, so they don't get stuck in there.
Yeah. It's like shotgun in a beer. You got an extra place for the air to escape, so it's going to sink faster.
Yeah.
There's nowhere for an air pocket in the back of that car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it is very enlightening to see how fast the water comes in that freaking window.
How fast and how scary it is. Yeah.
They expected it, and it was daytime, and you look at how fast they had to react. Now imagine it at nighttime, not expecting it, with, you know, after a blunt or a couple Trulies, or nothing, maybe. Yeah. It's scary. It's a scary situation.
And then the shock of the coldness of the water when you're not expecting it. You know, she's just driving. Next, you know, here comes water. It's cold. It's nighttime. It's dark. It's I couldn't even fathom.
Mm-hmm.
That's so scary.
When you feel your vehicle start to go in the water, it's pretty freaking scary. It's happened to me twice. I've never sank in a car. I've always gotten out onto the ice before the vehicle went through. But as soon as you feel it start to shake under you, it's pretty freaking scary.
I couldn't even imagine.
Out of the few times I did it, the car was almost submerged one time. The other times I got out quicker. But you know it's coming. You know what I mean? Like if you know it's coming, then you know what to do. But if you don't, and it's dark, then that poses a whole nother problem.
Well, even in that video, those men were ready, prepared, knew it was coming, and the one guy still struggled to get out.
Mm-hmm.
You go into shock a little. You kind of freeze, I think, or especially if she thought she was gunning it across a little thing of water, and then all of a sudden, what's going on? You know, like it just probably took a couple of minutes for her mind to catch up with what was happening, and then, you know.
I got you guys thinking about that shortcut now.
Yeah.
But it's a highly traveled shortcut. It's like way smoother and way more used than the road that they were using to get in and out of. If you look at it on the drone footage, it's really smooth and it's really well used to that neighborhood, that hook road, that half circle through the gully. It's very well used. Yeah. And I don't know, I might be wrong, but I would think that's the way she would go home.
It makes sense. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to make sense, but it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I would panic at 16 in complete darkness. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? Yeah. She may have went into the fetal position when she realized she couldn't get out. It does make perfect. It does. It does.
Oh, like the protection to try to protect herself. Yeah. It's hard to say.
Ultimately, people have to remember at the end of the day, for us, this is like entertainment in a way. You know, we're it's not our loved one. It's not our real situation. It's not our friend. It's not. And I think a lot of people are losing that. They're losing the fact that this is somebody's child we're speaking of. It's not just like a true, you know, it's not like a fake story we're discussing, and it's real. It's sad. I was detained by the police for using one. Let me look. It breaks my heart. That's very logical thinking, and I definitely see it that way now.
Yeah, that doesn't make it an accident, but if it was, that's the most logical way it would have happened to me.
So the lake's water currently right now is 61. So in August, it would have been just a little bit more. But you guys got to remember, because I go to the ocean often, and news reports will say, oh, the ocean water is 80 degrees. It's beautiful. But to me, it's cold. It's not. It doesn't feel 80 degrees, you know?
Well, 80 degrees is cold.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah.
What do you, when you take a bath, think about how hot the water is. When it's just warm for your kids.
Right.
I don't know what the actual temperature is, but isn't it like 95 or something, or 105? Warmer than your body temperature, right? 120? Is that what the...
I don't know. I just always use one of those things that said, you know, green, orange,
I gotta
red.
Google it real quick now. I want to see what the average...
98.6.
Tomahawk,
No,
what you have to remember is there's no logic. Yeah. There's no logical thinking in such a quick split seconds of a shocking moment.
Look
You're
how
not
fast
going to
that water's pushing on her.
Right.
Trying to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, average temperature of bath water is 98 to 100 degrees.
Wow.
Hot tub water temperature should not exceed 104. So if it's 61 right now, that's a 40-degree difference. That's ice cold to your body.
Yeah.
Ice cold. Yep.
Oh yeah, the cold. Yeah. That's.
I think even 70. I think 75 is even cold. I think to your body. Well, even a pool. Think you're a swimming pool when you first go in. You know how you're like, and it's going up your legs, and when it gets to your crotch and starts getting your bathing suit wet, you're like, and then you get over it.
Tiptoes a little bit, yeah. And especially at nighttime, even if the day was hot at nighttime, that water just automatically feels colder.
Even in a pool where it's like a small amount compared to a lake, and the sun's been hitting it, yeah. So it would have been a shock for sure, that water.
It's just sad.
I know as a guy,
I don't know, guys.
Getting into a hot tub as a guy is kind of precarious sometimes when you jiggly bits hit that 104-degree water.
Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. This was an awesome conversation. Thank you guys for coming over here. Thank you, Scott, for giving us some logical thinking here, because
yeah.
There's a lot of red flags, but I feel like if you look hard enough, you can find red flags everywhere and anywhere. And sometimes the most logical is right there in your face is the answer. It's just not.
Mm-hmm. And there's some in your chat that disagree, and it might not be the way. It might have been like some Harry Carey wild Mean Girls thing, but I mean, if it was an accident, then I think this is probably the closest way it could have happened.
Calling all other emojis still around. Red in California is pretty close. Truckee, the outside temperature was 110 and the water was 75. It went the shot, couldn't move a muscle. I believe that. That's horrible. Anyway, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Thank you for having me and listening to me. I didn't get too many rocks thrown at me today, so that's cool.
No, you did pretty well.
Logical.
Nobody's throwing rocks.
Yeah. One Eye Monster, I don't have a pool to have a light in it. No. Hey, Just Mike. The car would have been rolled, not flipped. Nothing would bring you to the hatch. Maybe she brought herself to the hatch.
Well, except for the water rushing in the two, or at least the one open window that we know was open.
And the air that your lungs need to live, maybe.
Oh, we got a super sticker.
We got a super chat.
There you go.
You gotta pay to play.
Yeah.
Anything on the top shelf, a whipper doll.
Oh gosh. Oh, so creepy. If the windows wasn't one open on one side of the vehicle and then the other on the other?
They were saying that one broke and the other one was down.
Oh, okay. So it broke all in the water. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say water rushing in from both sides could push a small enough. Thank you, Jude. But I don't know if that's never mind. I'm getting tired. I haven't eaten, so I'm not thinking logical now. Logic often it does get crucified, especially in true crime. They don't want the logic. They can't handle the logic.
If it's a simple scenario like a tragic accident, then it doesn't. It's boring, right? It's not a good story. Like look at the really good murder mysteries and thrillers. There's always all these different facets of everything, and it's all complicated. So that's what everybody thrives on. And like, I mean, even now, if it's considered, if they deem it an accident, YouTube's gonna go crazy over number one saying that they're corrupt and it's a false assessment and all this, and then after that goes away, it's going to be all these different scenarios of how they drowned her first and then put her in the car. And if I'm wrong, I'll buy right now I'll buy you dinner, whoever it is here, everybody. But I think if it comes back an accident, I can almost guarantee that's what's going to happen on YouTube, and I hate to see that. Really,
I agree.
Yeah,
he is good, Juju. He definitely is. Yeah, I still think there's yeah. I guess time will eventually tell all, but this sunroof too. Did her vehicle have one?
not that I can see at all.
Did not have a sunroof.
Yeah.
It's been verified with all the aerial footage of them taking it out of the lake.
Yeah.
Me and Big Al agree on that one, 100%.
We do, 100%.
Hell yeah.
It's nice to have someone to disagree with that can handle it like an adult. I mean, that's I think I like these panels. I've been enjoying them seriously the last few nights. I like the intelligent, patient conversation.
Thank you, Texas. Yeah,
but, you know, on the other side of the coin, if somebody did something bad to her and she was murdered, I think that they should be hung in town square.
Yeah.
150%.
Yeah. Forget prison. Hang them right in front of everybody, like in the old days.
I think we'd have less crime if we handled it like that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Thieves are a lot more scared to steal when they lose a hand.
Yep.
Well, that's what they used to do. If you got caught stealing, do they?
Some places do.
Oh, in the Middle East, you steal something in the Middle East, you lose a hand.
Yeah.
Look, there you go. Tomahawk says now we agree. No dispute in that one. Pass window broken or no? There's really
What
no.
do you think, Big Al? It's a 50-50 for me. Either it's down or it's broken.
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
We know the driver's window was up for sure. Passenger window, I don't know if it was broken or down. I heard both.
Yeah. And it could break from the pressure.
Power windows or manual windows.
No.
That I don't know if it's been verified or not. I'm pretty sure
I think it would be power. I think they'd be power. And
a lot of Hondas. I mean, unless you pay for it, you get a crank.
It's a 13 though. I don't know.
There's 6 different models of the 13.
Yeah.
Double dipper Tony. That was the best comment of the night. He's the double dipper nacho cheese.
I don't even know where that came from like the back depths of my brain. But it just reminded me of that guy.
Full of every asshole that's ever hugged the nacho cheese.
I really, I actually had that happen to me at parties where I'm like, oh, I really want to try that crab artichoke dip. And then I'll see a guy with a chunk of pita bread just slamming it. And I'm like, I'm done now. That's the guy he reminds me of.
He definitely does.
Where are we going?
But I gotta eat.
What are we going for? The best Tony insult? Is that what we're going for?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, all right. I got one.
Next panel, Scott.
Let's hear it.
I got
What you got?
What's funny is the women that he ridicules could fold him up like a cheap lawn chair. He's softer than a nasty shit after eating greasy Mexican the whole day before.
Wait. Say it again. I'm sorry.
And you can quote me on that. I was writing that when you guys were watching that video. I said, okay, what's funny is the women that he ridicules could fold him up like a cheap lawn chair. He's softer than a nasty shit after eating greasy Mexican the whole day before.
Oh my gosh. Ew. He looks like he smells like that shit too. Oh, the imagery alone.
You can quote me on that. You clip that for a sound bite.
That would be great. I'll play that along with, I think we got a super chat.
You gotta pay to play. Anything on the top shelf, whipper doll.
You can prove divers broke out the driver's window prior to rolling the vehicle. What? Her vehicle?
That's worth like 15,000 subscribers right there. It's not money anymore. It's subs. Let's see. Yeah, that proof would be worth about 15,000.
It's not money anymore. Subs. How true is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Clip that one too.
Let's see. Is that sunroof? Actually, it may be. No. Where do you see a sunroof? I don't see a sunroof anywhere.
We picked that. I'm looking at the video again, just because I've been wrong before.
When it's upside down in the water, if you look at the pillar and you can see the sun visor and you can see the dark windshield, the black of the windshield, dark, where it's up against the ground.
Yeah.
And if you look at the ceiling where all the items are laying, it's all headliner. And there's no
right.
It's not like the shade was shut and there's like a track or nothing. It's perfectly just headliner. And then if you look at both videos, the news footage and AWP's footage, there's absolutely no sunroof in the roof of that car.
I'm watching the video and bringing it out of the water right now, and there's no sunroof.
And true Tony
There's
fashion.
a luggage rack in the way of where the sunroof.
Yeah. Yep. I interrupt you guys in true Tony fashion. I think we got a super chat. But I think what they're talking about, One Eye Monster speaking on, is when they are pulling out before the tarp goes on, you see the indent from the pack of her car hitting and that creates what looks like could be a sunroof, but there's no sunroof there.
Mm-mm. Not color match metal or tinted glass, either one.
Look, the news aerial footage. Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I don't see a sunroof.
Don't see a sunroof.
There's damage to the front edge right above the windshield, but there's not a sunroof.
Which could create that, which could be what they're seeing to look like it's a sunroof, but there's no sunroof. Even in this picture right here of her vehicle, no.
I'd really be surprised if you could find a base model Honda that didn't have factory tinted windows, that didn't have alloy rims, that had a sunroof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't even mix.
Yep. Doesn't mix. Nope. I don't know shit about cars, to be honest. A square. Yeah. The shadow makes it look like there's a square there. There's no square. There's an indent.
No square, no rectangle, no sunroof. I don't see one.
No, I don't see
Yeah,
one.
I'm sure a lot of CRVs do have a sunroof, but that one doesn't.
Misa, that's so funny. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sammy doesn't know anything. She didn't know what clothes she was wearing. She didn't know whether or not there was a sunroof in her car.
To another sus comment from Sammy. All right, I'm gonna go eat dinner. I hope to meet you all in panel again and further this discussion without Scott, the conspiracy killer.
What are we having for dinner? What are we having for dinner?
I had to order a pizza because I was on here longer than expected. So
Does it have 3 toppings or more?
no, I got one small with sausage because that's my favorite, and then just one plain. I'm lame Jane. Nothing fancy here.
Dang, wrong answer. See, if you would have said it had 3 or more, I would have said I was on my way. Darn
3.
it.
What? That's too much. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, you got to load it up. All right, well, thanks for listening to me.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to rename my name next time I come up on panel. I'm going to be the conspiracy killer.
The common, yeah, conspiracy, the common comment. I can't even say it correctly.
Comic.
Your voice is so it calms people down.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm so calm right now. I feel like I'm gonna sleep
calming.
really good
The
tonight.
common conspiracy killer. Yes, I sound like I'm saying common, but I'm not. Yeah.
Calming.
Pepperoni. Let's see, pepperoni, sausage, and bacon. Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, I do a brisket pizza at my bar, and you sell more of those than anything else.
Oh, that sounds good. You know what I tried over the summer, and I actually really enjoyed it? French fry pizza with cheese.
Wow, I didn't know that existed.
Give me all the shit. Yes, it was
Wow.
so good. And chicken parm pizza.
Chicken
really
parm pizza is really good.
Oh
I've
my
had that
goodness.
too. So good.
Buffalo chicken pizza is good too. Oh yeah.
French fries.
Taco
though, I love
pizza is
French
good
fries.
too.
Now,
I'm
the
starving. I can go on all night about what the good pizzas are.
The age-old question: pineapple or no pineapple?
I like pineapple. I do. Pineapple and ham's really good. Pineapple and pizza by itself is really good.
Yeah.
Well, how about what do you guys?
No pineapple.
No?
Not all the time.
No.
I like, yeah.
You got to
I
have
don't hate
heavy
it.
onion, sausage, bacon, ham.
Yeah,
all
that
that good
is all
stuff.
good too. But do you
All
think?
the vegetables, all of them. Yeah.
Well, you can do pineapple on pizza. It's not as horrible as people think. But then again, I like to dip my pizza in mustard and sometimes ketchup and sometimes ranch. So
Oh my god.
I can just eat anything.
You had me at ranch, but lost me at mustard and ketchup.
You do too?
Just ranch, not mustard.
Just ranch?
and ketchup.
Oh, try it with the mustard. It's so good. I'm starving. At this point, I just eat a bottle of mustard. So thank you guys again. I'm sure we will meet up on panel again. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you, Scott.
You guys
Thank
as
you,
well.
Alex.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Thank you, Conspiracy Killer. I look forward to your next drawing and storytell time because that will be amazing.
Yeah.
Right on.
I'll sleep good after that.
All right. I'll see you guys next
Can
time.
I hire him to just calm me down and put me to sleep? How great would
I'm
that
so
be?
calm right now. I'm so calm.
Yeah.
It's like a free meditation. All right.
Y'all are going to
everybody,
start blowing up my DMs and shit now.
Yeah. Can you read us a bedtime story?
Right.
Oh my
All right. I'll
goodness.
catch you guys later.
Good night,
Bye,
everybody. Tubers,
All right,
thank
bye.
you for becoming a new member. Thank you to all the new members and subscribers. Thank you for all the super chats. I appreciate you all. And I will see you all tomorrow. Connie, I am going to eat, girl. Going. Amanda, you always are. Always in time. Everybody have a great night.